Russell, you just got to watch this bottom mark because they'll come out of the bottom mark and go this way. So if we're just in here, is probably the best. Just not in that line of where they are. So they'll come out of that bottom mark there, yeah.
Up there, fishing boat, you reckon, that far up or closer?
Just depends how far in you can get in here.
Fucking yachts in there, so...
But I just reckon they'll come out here. Yep.
Well, they're so far right at the moment. And it is that man again, Tom Slingsby, absolutely dominating this fleet. Francesco Bruni had a great start at the top end of the line. Two boats getting their bows down, we're racing, so nice start by the two boats, way up the very top end of the course. And we are off and racing, here we go. Kyle Langford taking another win. Well done, Kyle. Straight past. Finds himself in third spot. Oh, we've got a nosedive, a New Zealand competitor. Permission to buzz the tower, and there he is. Well done, son.
To the 2019. Welcome to the 2019 Moth Worlds. We're here in beautiful Perth, Western Australia. We are bouncing off the walls here. I'm here with my co-commentator, Jody Shields. Mate, how good's this?
How good is this? Day has arrived. We've had the qualies, mate. We've had a day off. We've got a lot of nervous energy in the boat park, but none as much as on this boat right now. I can't wait. The breeze is building. We're about to watch some Gold Fleet racing live.
Absolutely, guys. We had we just had a little pulse there with the breeze. It went around from 240 degrees to 210, which basically gives you an indication the sea breeze is coming. It did pulse up, and it's now sort of backed off again. So I think we're probably going to get around about 18 to 20 knots today, which is just going to be perfect action for these guys out here.
Absolutely, and you can see we're actually on a boat. We're not stuck in a little room somewhere. We're out on a boat. We're right on the racetrack. We're going to be able to bring you switchable cameras with these drones.
Yep.
And hopefully some really, really cool footage, Mark. So bring it on, baby. What, about 15 minutes or so to wait?
Yeah, I think we spoke to the race committee then, and with direct comms with them, they think it's about a 1:15 start. We've probably got about, I don't know, 30 boats on the course at the moment, just sort of doing a bit of testing, a few warm-up runs. I know I've seen Tommy Burton out here, haven't seen Slingers yet, but I know there's a few of the big boppers are out here and ready to go. So it's been hot again, like
hot,
it,
mate,
yeah.
Hot. It's just murder and a bit of smoke haze around. But the good part about being Monday, I guess, is we almost got this racetrack to ourselves. We're going to see dirty big ferries and stuff ripping through. Although of course there's a bit of action, but it's not.
There's also some action on the ferries as well, mate.
Yeah, there's been a bit of that.
So,
oh yeah, mate, I can't wait. Bring it on and you know, enjoy this footage because it's going to be real.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon, guys. Cool.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome to day one of the 2019 Chandler Macleod Moth Worlds here in beautiful Perth. Hello, how you going? Who are you and where you're from? So take it away.
Grant Rollison, well, you know, born in proudly New Zealander, but did actually grow up at this club.
you go out there and smash the first couple of races, mate, and get at the top of that leaderboard early.
Yeah, smash rather than be smashed.
Good luck, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who are you? How you going and where you from? So take it away.
Well, my name is Harman Donker. I'm from the Netherlands.
This gentleman was in Bermuda and got a brand new boat, first sail out, and unfortunately hit a turtle, and the turtle survived, but his foil didn't. Well, I think it was about, let me get this right, 7 moths. There was 4 in boxes and 3 on the top. How you going, champion?
Yeah, just a nice 3,900 Ks.
Pretty hard, to be honest, but I suppose I better get up and do something. Breaking that is probably not the best thing to do.
Paul and I started talking in Bermuda after the America's Cup in 2017 about designing a new moth, and it's taken a good 2.5 years to get it all into production and going fast.
In a rivalry about, is there bets on for this world?
There's plenty of rivalries. There's 122 entries, but I'm really only racing about 4 or 5 guys.
All right, mate. Good luck for the week, eh?
Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 2, 3, 4. Baby, you can get on my boat and make it rock, yeah, side to side, left and right, take a stroll, yeah, baby, come on, do it just right, and side to side, left to right, take a stroll, baby, you can get on my boat and make it rock, yeah.
Welcome back to the 2019 Moth Worlds, brought to you by Chandler Macleod. We're here for day 1 of the World Championships, and we've got the panel here today. The last race of the day, we were out there and we watched it, and there were some awesome actions. I'm joined by my host, Jody Shields.
Cheers.
We got Les Thorpe and Tommy Burton here as well. So that last
see the
race,
athletes
boys. Tommy, what a start, mate, off that last race.
Yeah, I think it was deja vu. Every start was me at the pin end, so I think when I watch it back, I won't know which race is which, because they were all the same for me.
Well, it looked pretty good, mate. You popped out pretty clean.
Yeah, you certainly did, and that track down, that bottom track here on the eastern course, it seemed to be pin left hand hard as quick as you can, and that bloke in your fleet, Kyle Langford, he's got some wheels.
Yeah, I didn't see him off any start, but I always saw him at the top mark, so that's a bit scary. But
he was buried deep in that last start, mate. It was like one of my starts. He comes through, and he done all right. You on the bottom mark the first time. I've never seen anyone smile so much.
Gave you the thumbs up,
yeah,
mate.
It was like, yeah, there's this. And the cool thing is, both of you blokes are a bit of a pioneers here, because you're carrying a sail that nobody else is. So tell us about that.
yeah, so Andrew Chapman, when it's Chapman High Performance Sales, kind of wanted to make some moth sales, and I was pretty keen to get, in front of the curve a little bit with all the money that we spend in the moth. So basically, we went through about 5 or 6 development sales and came up with the 2 different sales that we have here, and Les had one of them and I had another. He had the high wind one, I had the light air one on today, and won 2 around the top mark in the last race, so it was pretty handy.
There's CHPS, isn't it? CHPS
Yeah.
sales out of Sydney, so
Yeah.
pretty cool when you're duking it out with Norths and Lennon and all the hot shots, and a sail maker from Sydney can pop a couple of sails in and get some pretty cool results.
Yeah, for sure.
Good on him.
Yeah. I think it took us we probably developed for 2 months, and 5 or 6 sales, and I think we've got something that's pretty decent. And there's probably 5. Oh, how many?
basically Balmoral crew and a couple of your mates from the lake just brought
Yeah,
a whole bunch of them.
six or seven boats that have them here, and obviously you're allowed 2 sails. So some people might have one, and a north is another, or something like that. So you might not see.
For sale now.
Chapo, if you're listening, he needs
Chapo,
another
Get him on the payroll.
Give me a hat, Chapo.
Yeah.
So that was what your best result for ages since foiling.
Oh, mate, yeah. Pretty
Fourth,
much since
fourth in
So
a.
it's fourth in a. I know it's a qualifier, so it's
But it's pretty
still,
clap
mate.
fleet.
Fourth in a world
To be
championship.
going around the top mark, with this guy, it was
Yeah.
pretty good, right? Because you talk about the start, I came off and I was with my mates, like the typical Lloyd, was just underneath me, and I thought, okay, give it some, and we came off the line on smoking. Just carried him instantly, and I looked up, I've got to try and hang in with this guy, and to my surprise, I was hanging in there.
Yeah, I was working hard because we were going into the shore, and I'm like, I got to tack soon, and I can't really tack, so I tried to put him in a bit of a high mode to give it, but then we both tacked at basically the same time, and 1-2 round top.
Yeah, and you're both on Mac 2s, but it's as a platform, but it's also what we've talked about in this series is it's like it doesn't matter what platform you're on, it doesn't matter what kit you're doing, you just personalise it to yourself. And like there was Beakers winning, there was Exocets winning, there's Mac 2s winning today, all on vastly different gear. I mean, it's a pretty exciting time for the class.
It's really good. It's good that it's not the one-trick pony anymore. You can get out there and you can get some stuff that suits you. My sail is apparently the high wind sail, but it was working fine for me today. Just did a couple of tweaks to my mast and the spreader poke, and it was glamour. I thought I'd lose downwind, but I was hanging in there. It was all right.
That pressure in that last race seemed to kick a little bit more and a little bit left out. It seems to accelerate down that point a bit.
Yeah.
And I thought that top end course was going to be probably the heaviest breeze, but when we come down there, that bottom end seemed to have a little more pressure. But it is a one-way track, unfortunately, because you've got shallows on one side. But everyone's got to do it, Everyone's got to do that one-way track.
In 2000, it was go left until you run aground and attack, mate.
Get out and turn the boat around.
All the memories coming back.
So after a long delay today, they got us in nice and early. Everyone melted. It was so hot here in Perth. It's ridiculous. And then the doctor finally come in. What do you think of the racing? Quality of racing's picked up since the last one?
Oh yeah, for sure. But we had basically the same thing a couple of days ago with the Nationals. With it being the pre-worlds, all the same guys here. I was on exactly the same course, so I had a little insight into what worked on that course. But Gold Fleet's going to be on the other course, so wouldn't mind getting a few races in that tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow they'll send you up the top, spin it around a bit.
Hopefully, but
it'll be interesting to see what we do tomorrow. Whether it's a morning start or we do an afternoon. It's supposed to be pretty hot again. The finals is looking like it's just going to nuke sea breeze sort of thing. So I guess we're going to get a bit of everything over the next couple of days. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there, and we're looking at day 2 tomorrow. We'll keep you guys posted about start times and everything like that. Stay tuned for all the action through Down Under Sail, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4, eh, 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 oh, eh, oh, eh, eh, oh, eh.
Welcome back, guys, to the 2019 Chandler Macleod Moth Worlds. We're here with Jody Shields. We just can't wait, to be honest. We're in a bit of a holding pattern at the moment. Looks like the start's going to happen at 1:15, and we'll get underway. The breeze, Jody, it's going to be funky all of a sudden.
Yeah, too much Red Bull, too much Coke for me. But anyway, that's yeah, you're right, Mark. Just looking out the window here in our central commentary position, it looked like it was going to honk, and then the last 5 to 10 minutes. It's just died a bit, but there's a lot of smoke haze around here too, from some fires just sort of around us. So
just on our positioning too, we were down at the pin originally, and the breeze, as I said in the intro, clocked around to 210, and it looked like it was really starting to ramp up. Like we had probably 15 knots out there, and we've come inshore a little bit here to the right hand side, and we're sitting off basically the committee boat, and
right out there.
Yeah, which is straight out the window, which we're looking at right here. And yes, it's actually dropped off quite a bit, and it is really soft on the right-hand side. That is a bit indicative of Perth. That is a bit indicative of these waterways. But yeah, I think it's backed right off, which may mean we may get another pulse in it, which may just come and settle properly, and away we go.
The tricky part with that is depending on the cutovers from these guys with their small falls to big falls, if it's sort of on the edge, it's not a problem. But if it gets loose or a bit lower, some guys could get caught out with the wrong settings, because pretty much the whole chat in the park was it's going to honk. Yeah. You know, we're going to see some breeze, but it still looks good. It still looks quite nice and raceable out there. I'd like to be out there.
It's absolutely raceable. I think from what I've seen here, I suppose, is that the race committee does really wait till it settles into that sort of left-hand sea breeze pattern where it does clock left all day. If they do set the course in this iffy stuff, which I think's probably a good thing if you can get a course that maybe the first one away where it's
not as left-hand.
It's not as left-hand track, and you've got some more passing lanes in it. I think that's certainly something that we would like to see. But as the day goes on, it should go left. And as you said, the talk in the boat park was it's just going to nuke, which could be an issue if people have gone on the small gear, and if someone's taken a punt, which is the beauty of these classes, and gone, oh, let's get out there on the big flopper. We'll see how it goes. But
it's definitely like all qualies, Mark. We've just been seeing pin end, go left.
Yep.
Pretty much game over. But looking out the window and on the screen there now, you see some guys sort of setting up on the race committee boat. So that big boat at the background there, that's not the start boat. That's just the Chandler Macleod hospitality boat. So good on them for coming on as naming rights sponsors. And they got a pretty good seat there. But as the camera pans back around to the left here, Mark, we're pretty much just running along the start line.
Yep. And
you see some guys doing some jogging. There's Tommy Burton. I think it's in the middle there.
Yeah, Tommy Johnson, I think, is just here with the yellow numbers, the Doyle sail.
Not Gold Moth.
Not Gold Moth,
Don't
mate.
mention anything about a Gold Moth.
Exactly.
Speaking of the sailors out here, good opportunity to have a quick chat about who we got on board here, mate. This golf fleet's got, Olympians, 2 gold medalists in it?
2 gold medalists.
World champions from multiple classes.
Yeah, all over the place. I mean, we've got I-14s, we've got, all sorts of boats that are, lasers, from all sorts of boats and backgrounds.
One Moth World champion, which is Joshy McKnight, obviously, but that's it. So
who's currently sitting in about 10th, I believe?
Yeah, Joshy is right on 10th, 100%. So he's, 24 points off the man at the moment, Tommy Slingsby's only got 5 points after 6 qualifying races. That's pretty tough to drop.
Dropping a 2, you'd be disappointed with that, I would have thought. So
we've got America's Cup sailors living throughout our area. Bruni.
Yeah, with various roles within the America's Cup, from shore crew to wing trimmers to skippers to all sorts of things. So a lot of knowledge. I mean, to be honest, if you are in and around Perth and you haven't been down to the rigging area yet, I would suggest that you do yourself a favour to actually get down there and see what goes on, because it is pretty impressive the way these guys go about their business. And the best thing about the Moth is, as much as they help each other a little bit, you're really in control of your own campaign,
Yeah, and they're very approachable. I've seen kids come up and people come up to the guys all week long and have a chat, get a photo. If you've got a kid out there that they've got their hero down here, by all means, get down here.
Absolutely.
We've got round the world sailors down here, Sail GP sailors. We've got pretty much a broad spectrum of most classes will be represented in some form. That's pretty cool that these guys just want to get in and have a crack at these moths.
Exactly, and I think it's it's a bit of a box tick on the ego a little bit as well. I think
or a massive smash.
Exactly, they're a good leveler. They're certainly a good leveler. We've seen a lot of people, over the course of the week, just walking around kicking stones and things like that. So it's awesome to see so many people out here and so many sailors from different backgrounds having a crack at the Moth and getting into their own campaign. And some guys having to do boat work when normally someone else is doing boat work for them.
Normally they just walk off and sign autographs and say to the guy, I spend the next 8 hours sanding that foil or fixing that boat. But it's all up to the sailor now. We've got what are we? Half fleet is 60?
Yeah, we've got 58 or
58,
something. Yeah,
58 in this fleet. So we've half fleet plus one is basically how it all panned out. And I reckon there'll be some nervous Nellies out here at the moment. We've just got to get this first race off.
Yeah. It would be interesting that first start just to see where we end up. Gear as well. I think earlier this week we had a bit of a softer racetrack and and some of the guys were on different sails and as you said, alluded to earlier, there's foils, but there's so much to think about in these boats. You know, it's my rig, is it my foils? You know, what do I have to do? And it's just some guys, literally the way that it operates in the boat park. Sometimes, if some bloke's there sanding a foil, you just feel like you've just got to go and grab a bit. Just grab a bit of cloth or something and rub it over the foil or something, just to feel like you're doing something. So it is really interesting, and we'll talk a little bit more about the sailors and the racetrack. And I mean, we've watched probably, what have we watched, about 4 races with on Tom Slingsby's course, and he's starting, to be honest, has not been that great, but he's obviously got pace, and I think when he gets to bow down, he's really got pace.
He just seems to bow down, get to that left-hand shift first, or as quick as he can, then he just backs his good foiling tack, and then he's hammer time up the top. But we haven't seen this direction all week. When I say direction, how high the guys are coming off the line. So the left-hand side of this course isn't, it's not just a lay down misère. Is that what they're going to do on this? I reckon we've got a little bit more in this course to the right, Mark. So that's going to throw. Guys have been so used to where they've started. They're getting that pattern and hit the left and just go up and tack once to the top. But
exactly. And we've also got guys here that haven't actually sailed on this course yet as well.
True,
Tommy Burton, I don't think this is the first day he's actually been on the course.
He hasn't raced
with
Kyle,
the Australians as well.
He hasn't raced. Burton
Tom
hasn't raced.
He hasn't played Slingsby.
Kyle hasn't raced Slingsby. So the top 3, they're mixed up by 3 points. So it's Tom Slingsby in 5, Tommy Burton in 7. Kyle Langford in 8.
Yep.
It's not
there's nothing in it at all.
Impressive little
all on different boats.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you said that, because the top 3 boats.
Well, the top 4 are actually
different. All different. Yeah. So Slingsby's on an Exocet, running a North sail with Exocet foils. Burton's on a Mac 2 with Chapo sails.
Yeah, Chapo sails and a North. I think he's got his North
he's got
up
a
today
North as well with the new Swift vertical.
Yep.
So there's a different combination. Kyle's on a Beaker.
Yep.
With a Doyle and he's
Swift.
on the Swifts.
Yep.
And Bruni's on a Manta with Doyles and Exocets.
Yeah,
so,
with Maguire foils.
So there's absolutely zero pattern out there to say, right, this is the way it should be.
Yeah, and we haven't, and as you said again, that some of these guys haven't knocked up against each other yet, and we just don't know. It's just it's been a real sort of throw a blanket over it and see who pops out. I mean, the guys genuinely, Kyle's been always able to pull through the fleet. Slingsby's been always able to pull through the fleet. I think the Tom Burton, to me, has probably sailed, I would say, the best conventional regatta, where he's actually got off the start line well and he sailed quite well. The other guys have had to just get out off the start line, maybe been a bit buried, and just work their way through with a bit of pace. But I think, Burton's race ability and the way that he's conducting himself has been fantastic. So it's going to be interesting with all those 3 different sort of styles. And to be honest, mate, you look through the top 10, there's guys like Scotty Babbage and, Brad Funk, Greenhouse. Joe Turner had a good one.
Yeah, because Joe He's been out of the fleet for ages, got a boat that he hasn't really done much time in.
Yep.
And he's duking it out for 9th. He just said he's struggling with his fitness a bit. So
yeah, well,
too many meat pies and hamburgers for Turner.
I think he dragged a few boys, took them Australia, I think 2 nights ago as well.
A bit of a tactic going on there, mate. We were talking about equipment before. One thing that is impressive is a newcomer to the foil department is Luca Demick and his Swift foils.
Yep.
7 out of the top 10 boats.
Yeah.
Who run at Swift foils.
I mean, he's had a huge year.
That's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And he's he's been building them himself in Sydney and doing all the development. And Tommy Burton's helped him out a fair bit, I think, with a bit of the development and getting it right. And now Babbage jumped onto it, and these guys, they all started moving and shifting across once they started seeing some results. So I think that's it's really cool. And it's a feature of the class that it's just been about. I can mix and match and personalise to how I want this boat to sail. I don't, you can buy a platform and then you can just, if you got the knowledge, you can just do what you like with it.
I want to see someone get an old Blade Rider and turn it into a weapon.
Yeah, that'd be so good, eh? Yeah. Well, the upgrade kit for the Blade Rider.
Or a Scalm off and just put a heap of gear on it.
Yeah.
I was chatting to Luca before. We sat down and had a little chat about his foils, and we're going to do a package on him. But he was telling me there's 64 layers of high modulus fibre just in the bottom of that foil alone, and there's 120 layers in the top of it. So he said
there's a bit of work in it.
He might have jinxed himself because he said they're bulletproofs now.
Yeah. Once you say that,
you'll probably have some dramas, but you can't see it quite here on camera, but you'll see it in a minute off our screen. Our current second place.
Just went through the screen just then. We got Kyle Langford, who's actually been over at his boat. We saw him the other day. He was having a few issues with his bowsprit, and he had the boat actually on top of the rib doing it, and he's just checked in there, just made sure everything's okay.
Put a splint on it and add some duct tape. So I'd say he's just making sure that the duct tape
held.
There's enough on board to do repairs. But you can see here here's Tommy Johnson just dipping away on the screen there.
He's Doyle
Yellow
compatriot.
Doyle Yellow Moth.
So he's on a modified Mac 2. Kyle's on a Beaker. Again, different setups. You know, they've worked on the rigs, and you know, it's been really cool to see all this different stuff coming through.
The beauty is the orange flag's up, Mark.
We're on station, guys.
Yeah, baby. We are about to go to the breeze. I'm just gonna.
I reckon it's just turned up a notch, just quietly.
Stick my head out the window here, and yeah, it's still there. It's beautiful Swan River. It's nice and flat, and we've pretty much got the racetrack to ourselves, which is unreal for today.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit busy. I mean, yesterday we had to have the late start time, or 2 days ago, sorry, we had the late start time on the Saturday. The river was so busy and so clogged up that we had to start at 3 o'clock, which was unbelievable. Some of the footage we got with the sunset and stuff like that. It was just a pure West Australian day. And, I mean, you were down at Freo yesterday, Jody, just sniffing around. And, I mean, this is a pretty unbelievable place.
It's not a bad joint. I've never been over here, and it's, you know, I was lucky enough to go into have a look at that beautiful boat, Australia 2, that won us the America's Cup, and down into Fremantle. Like you said, we just got a postponement flag up for a bit, but I think that might be just pretty much to tell the guys that get ready, because we will be going for a...
Yeah, I think they just got past the first start time that they set, and they've just AP'd out on the water. So they may be waiting for that breeze to settle in a little bit and just wait for it to settle into the left. You know, they do tend to like to do that. So it'll be quite interesting to see how that all pans out. But yeah, it's been a great racetrack. I mean, they've done well, really, you know, to fit the two courses in as well. With you know, it's been quite tight out here, and you know, one of the courses is up in East Melville Water, and we were just about to have the top mark in someone's front yard, I think, 2 days ago.
Day one with bloody Turner, Joe Turner. He was on the top course, and he ended up going around the top marks of the bottom course because he thought they were his bottom marks. So he went through them. There was rescue boats there looking at him going, "What are you doing, mate?" And then he thought, "Oh, wrong marks." And then he went back up. So Joe Turner, yeah.
He might have had a big night the night before then as well.
First world titles for a while. So
yeah.
You can forgive him. I mean, he's redeemed himself. He's in the ninth. So,
absolutely.
You know, good on him.
Yeah.
You can see here all the boats just having a little bit of a rest-a-rooney here at the moment, waiting for this will probably if they won't like this. You know, they've sat on the beach there and melted.
A lot of nervous energy.
Yeah, melted in the beach. Told to get out here and go, and now, you know, we see sailors out there just sitting on their wing bars, and you know, because they don't want to go and keep trying the racetrack.
And it is probably better to be out on the water though, in some respects, because it has been so hot on shore, and we've seen some gear blow up, we've seen some boats blow up, it's been like sails melting. Like the hoses have been going flat stick. Just about needed to put the sprinkler system on and just actually just drown all the boats, because you know, the guys have just, it's funny actually, it's like watering your garden.
They bring the boats and water their boats.
Water the boats with the covers on.
It's ridiculous. It's you know, they put their mast in their carbon sails and they're sitting there hosing them down. It's like they're trying to make them into a 9-metre sail or something like that.
Yeah, we might need to get an ice box or something next time we come here and actually rig up inside or do something like that. So
an ice box full of tinnies would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be nice as well. Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, what are you expecting, Mark? What do you reckon we're going to see out of this first race? I mean, the form's there. Slingsby's on form, mate. Like you said, he's fast. He can be dead last off the start line. Be top mark probably 2-3, bottom mark leading. So that's intimidating.
It is intimidating, and I think if I'm Tom Burton, I want to start now. Yeah. To be honest, I'm just start now. Let's get us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 10 minutes early while the AP's up would be good, sort of thing. But
that's what I'd want to be doing if I was in this fleet.
Absolutely, and I think I just think with the way the wind is, and you know, his race abilities, he's so battle hardened in big fleets. You know, over the last few years, I mean, Slingers' last real sort of fleet racing go. He's done moths, obviously, but 2012 Olympics with the lasers, done a little bit, but he's really been concentrating on the Cup and the Sail GP and some of these other pro circuits where there's maybe 10, 15 boats racing in it. Whereas I think TB's just been battle hardened, and I think it'd be great to see a race get away. And it looks like the start boat's on the move as well. That's just going through your picture just there. And it looks like they're moving that further out into the middle of the course.
Which makes sense, mate, because that, like we said, the left-hand racetrack isn't there.
No.
So it looks like, these guys were coming off this start line and almost parallel on the shore here. And so it's a lot more right than what we've seen.
And there's certainly enough breeze to race. Like there's more than enough pressure to race. They're just looking at direction at the moment and just trying to work out where they need to be putting it. But getting back to the fleet, I think if they start in this sort of right-hand sea breeze, I'd back Burton to at least be in the money right around the top mark and leading the fleet. He's very good at protecting and doing that, and it's just a matter of, I think, if it gets breezier, I think it's the big seagull Kyle Langford and Tommy Slingsby, just swinging the things down.
Like abilities.
Oh mate, upwind, it's just ridiculous, So and we'll hopefully get some shots of that during the broadcast of just how hard these guys at the front of the fleet are working the boats. You know?
100%. And like you're talking about with TBs, unfortunately, it's already been decided who's going to go to the Olympics for Australia, and Tom missed out, and he's got the number 2 behind him, so he was disappointed that he wasn't going. He'd love nothing more than come out here and get the gold moth on his sail.
Genuine point to prove.
And just say, well, I'm not a one-trick pony.
Yep.
I've just won the Worlds as well. So,
I think it'd be
of going to the Olympics.
And
probably erased.
I mean, we don't know the full story, but it was probably a little bit, controversial and very tight, and and that's the.
It's not a bad position for Australian sailing to be in when you've got 1 and 2
in the world. Exactly.
In the world, so they couldn't. No matter which way they went, mate, they couldn't.
They're making it bad. Yeah, exactly.
So it's
couldn't get it wrong, couldn't get it right. That's the big issue. So, he'd come out here and he's got a fantastic attitude. You just talk to him in the boat park, and he's really enjoying his sailing at the moment. So, it's been pretty unreal so far with this. We're just waiting for this boat to set up. We've got a big sort of spectator contingent out here now. It's really finals day. The atmosphere's starting to build out here on the water. And, we're really looking forward to getting this one underway. So we can't be too far away. They're probably going to move the start. I'd say they've already laid the gate, so they'll probably just swing the top mark. And while we're waiting for this start boat to get into position and we're waiting for them to drop the AP, it looks like they're starting to get into position now. But we're going to roll through to one of our panels from earlier on in the week where Jodie and I caught up with 2 of the girls' competitors, Kirsten and Francie, and spoke to them about how their campaign is going. So we'll leave it there, and we will drop into the girls' panel right now, and we'll see you soon.
2, 3, 4. And make it rock, side by side, left and right, take it slow, baby, come on, do it just right. And side by side, left and right, take it slow, baby, you can get on my boat and make it rock,
Welcome back to the 2019 Moth Worlds, brought to you by Chandler Macleod. We've had a very interesting day out there. We were held ashore for quite some time, waiting for the river to clear up, and then we went out there at about 4 o'clock and got a nice little sea breeze, which had quite a few holes in it. We're joined here obviously by Jodie. We've got Francie and Kirsten, 2 of our female sailors. Francie, welcome to Australia.
She's hardly awake. She's had a massive day. And
after 3 races, you're just super exhausted, but I really like it here. It's super fun racing, and the event is great so far.
Excellent. Just a little bit hot.
A
little bit draining. Because like Mark said, we've had a big day of hanging around, and it drags it out here, and then you've got to rig your boat up, get your wetsuit on, get out in the water and try and perform for 3 races, with long races, and mentally tough, physically tough, and this is how you end up. So although Kirsten over here, she looks pumped.
I'm just happy it's not blowing
You're on
20,
different
25 knots.
courses, obviously. Yeah.
That's next week.
Next week, exactly. Yeah.
So it was interesting. You girls are literally tied together coming into today, like very close. In the there's 3 girls in the world. So one of you is going to be winners, one of you going to be second, one of you going to be third, which is really exciting.
We're all super close on the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's really close, and you know. You can see there you've got a little bit of a battle wound from yesterday where you come into a mart
Really
together and you're just trying to so talk us through, you're just trying to headbutt the mart to get around a bit tighter.
Yeah, Francie and I were really close yesterday, a little too much so.
That's good, but it's good that there's 6 boats in each fleet, and this pair just seem to be able to connect and race, and that's going to continue on for the next 3 days, yeah?
And that middle part of the fleet is actually really tight as well. You know, you got some great battles within battles, which is obviously you guys are doing it. So, are you gold fleet, silver fleet?
I thought yesterday I felt like maybe just I'd get gold fleet, but then I saw the results. I was like, yeah, nah, that'll be silver fleet. I think there's no back end of the pack here, really. Like the back end's still a middle, if you know what I mean. Like everyone's really good.
The level's
really high.
I think the fleet is super close.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll make it into gold.
Nah, unfortunately.
So this is your second world title. You did Lake Garda.
I did Garda, which was pretty fun. I just came to Garda with 10 days of practice. And now I'm in the 3rd year of sailing, and I'm training every day.
How'd you go in Garda? Where'd you come?
I think I did Ross Fleet. Yeah.
But there was 200 odd boats there, so there's a lot of boats.
Yeah, and I just started sailing them off, so I was pretty much happy with doing the maneuvers and just having fun.
And this is your first. We interviewed you.
No, this is my
second,
third world.
Third world.
Did Sorrento after 6 months, and I was a complete amateur, and that was terrifying. And then I did Japan, which was really cool. That was good. And I couldn't go to Garda, unfortunately, so I missed Garda and Bermuda. But back again this year.
Back again, and 3 girls in a crack fleet of.
It's a bit of a bummer that we've only got 3 out of 121. Like, come on, lady, come join us.
And we talked today about, we did an interview with AMAC about, the mods of the boats. You don't need to go out and spend a truckload of money and get you can buy, one of the early Mac 2s. You can put some stuff on it.
Yeah, I'm on one of the lower numbers in the fleet, and pimped it up a little bit, but you're still out racing everybody and good fun, and
you can just add good sails, nice foils, and then finish something, and then you can race with the other guys and just keep up. It's not that you need the best newest boat.
Yeah, we've got a really good pack. After the pros.
No, I reckon that's a real strength. That's a real strength of the class at the moment, I think. So it is really, really cool. And we've got a lay day tomorrow. Any plans tomorrow, you guys? There's been a lot of boat work going on. Surely we're just getting out of the rigging area for a day.
I'm from Perth, so I don't need to go see anything, so I'm hitting my bed pretty much all day.
Sounds tempting, but it's a long way from Germany. That's why we wanted to go to Rottnest Island to watch this small, cute animals.
See the quokka.
Quokka.
See the quokka. I think that's where I think a few people are going to make their way over to Roddy tomorrow and check out a quokka or two. And
great place.
I was down at Cottesloe Beach this morning doing my morning ritual exercise, a couple of Ks up the beach. So I'm an athlete.
In the car.
In the car, in the Uber. Just keep driving, mate. I'll rack up my miles here.
Pokemon
but
Go.
It's so nice. This place over here is just so nice. It's I've never been to Perth, and it's really cool.
Absolutely, and if you get over here, absolutely make the most of it. You come halfway around the world, and it is an isolated place, but it's an amazing place to visit. So we'll wrap it up there, girls. Thank you very much for joining us. And
come join us, though.
Yeah, absolutely. We need more girls.
Hashtag.
Good luck
Get
in
them
Silver Fleet, you pair. I'm sure so a bit more racing to come.
Yeah, this hasn't finished, I don't think. Absolutely. So speaking about that, we've got live streaming of the finals starting on Monday, which is going to be pretty exciting, Jody.
Cool as. It's going to be sick. So, drones, live feeds.
Yeah.
Watching these pair battling it out.
Forecast is looking pretty unreal too. So if you get a chance, tune into it. I reckon we're going to see some action. So let's have a day off tomorrow. Let's recharge. Let's get out of the heat because it's just killing us. And we'll see you on Monday.
Maybe a schooner or two might happen tomorrow.
Yeah, possibly. I think so. Yeah, just to loosen up a little bit, I reckon. So we'll see you all Monday.
See you guys. Thank you.
Welcome back to the 2019 Moth Worlds. We've just rolled into sequence here, Jody. Finally, it's all happening, mate. And we're in 5 minutes. We're just getting the drone up in the sky now. And we're ready to rock and roll, mate.
We are ready, and we are in a perfect spot. Look at this, sitting in this boat. We've got the start line right out there. We've got the TV camera there, and they've got the drone, which is just about to come across. There it is. Nice work there.
Yeah, how good is this place, eh?
Bushgar. So this is what you're going to be watching off. We're going to have 2 drones in the sky. We're going to have that boat mount camera that we can hopefully zoom in a little bit with, but we've got to be obviously a fair bit away from the racetrack because these boats don't like smashing into big cruisers.
No, that's it. I think they'll come off second best. But yeah, we're just hovering over the start boat just now, and we're rolling through. As you can see, we've got the left-hand shore there, which is the Applecross shore. It's quite shallow in there. Once you get across, the way this course is skewed, you can't always hit a ley line off that left-hand side, and especially with the course being so far right. We can see there we've got the U flag up on the boat. So we're inside 4 minutes, and yes, the pre-start, it's all underway. We're looking at the city of Perth. Bit of smoke haze around, but just another day in paradise, mate.
Another day in paradise, and they're running the U flag now as pretty much every race. And for those of you who don't know what a U flag is at home, you cannot be above the starting line before a minute to go, and it's basically designed to stop the guys coming in from way height and getting a bit of a slingshot out of it. So if you're over the line with a minute to go, or above the line, between the line and the top mark,
that's your day.
You're in a bit of trouble for that race. So and it seems to have caught a couple of guys out already, which is but I think most of the fleet is pretty much switched on to the fact that stay on the right side of the line, you can't break it.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, that will a few fundamentals there. Yeah, so we've actually we've just gone off the drone shot there, but we were moving across there, and we're looking at the right hand side, which is where we're positioned here on the commentary. We're just in front of the Netherlands Yacht Club on the foreshore, and having a good look at the race course. And this breeze, we've moved over. There's still very much into the right at the moment. As you can see, there's a few white caps on the water. We're looking at the pin boat there that they've set up. So we are right in the middle of Melville water. You can see the fleet starting to get ready there, Jody.
So the boat is right in the guts, and pretty much every single boat is above the start boat on the boat, and no one wants to be down here yet. But what we have seen is they come in with about 20 seconds to go, bow down, and just go hammer time. But that was when we had to get to the left-hand side mark on that left-hand one-way gates, on one-way racetrack. So we're not really sure how this will play out, and I'm thinking we'll see some guys maybe bail out a bit early.
I mean, if you look up the course, there is quite different breeze. Yeah, there is quite different breeze there at the moment, and it's very patchy and very streaky, and we're certainly not in a settled position at the moment.
From that drone, look at it, nobody's down here. We have not seen that all week.
Inside 1 minute now, Jody.
And I think the furthest boat to leeward is probably about 5 metres past the start boat.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be interesting, because the thing about with these boats and with foiling boats is it only takes one boat to stuff it up, and they can hold everyone out.
You know, they all think that they're all going to go, and if someone just tips off the foils,
we got a bit of movement here at the moment.
Movement at the station. Boats are starting to rack up. Here we go. Will we get a first start off?
We are looking at about 30 seconds to go to the start at the moment, and there's a few boats starting to get going. Yeah. So we are looking. Go to Harry. And we are looking at the start. We are nearly away. As you can see on the boat end, we've got a lot of boats. Someone's been boxed out.
4592. That is 4592. Yes.
Very, very tight start here. Was had to bail out. There's definitely a boat over on the line. This is possibly, or are they going to let it go? And it's a general recall. The boy's got a bit toey there, I think.
How happy would Warren Sayre be right now?
Oh, I reckon when he did that and he bailed out, he gave him a bit of advice on the start.
He would have been yelling, $100 for anyone that goes over. I don't need to have a new crack. But you'll see here, mate, we'll just follow this footage so everyone will have it, which is smart, having a little bit of a recce. We've got AMAC there right underneath the camera, and you can see how high he is, mate. So Blake should be just seeing it, right, if I start there again, how will I come off this line? And, so it's actually not a bad thing for him, because they can get a practice in anger,
Absolutely.
I guess.
We're looking here. We've got Kyle Stoneham coming in here. One of the Exocets and the Beakers. All these guys are starting to drop off the foils now, getting ready to go back. There's AMAC as well. Rob Partridge was just below him. So yes, it was very interesting, and that's actually not bad, mate. They've all had a bit of a tune-up now, get a bit of nervous energy out.
And like we said at the start, they haven't had this start before.
No.
Every start all week has been get on the line, bow down, hit the pin, run along the line, hit the pin, go left. So they haven't had this practice. So
you can see in the footage here, we've got the gate marks down here, City of Perth in the background, and you know, if you are a Perth local, you will see that this start line is quite a far way, sort of to the left in the middle of the river, which means the breeze is into the right. So it's going to be interesting. You saw there with Woz having to bail out there.
Shut the door. That was nice.
Yeah, that very much shows that the course is a right hand track.
Yeah, mate, it is indeed. And the tide, I don't think it hasn't sort of bothered the guys at all. The tide doesn't. You know, we're right up the top of the Swan River here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be moving a heap. But you can see from that aerial shot how gusty it is. And actually, looking at that, this right hand at the boat looks pretty soft, but you can see the streaking lines coming over, and that looks like what you said before, maybe a little bit more of a pulse is going to come down.
Yeah,
again.
It certainly looks like there's pressure moving down the river at the moment. We've just got the general flags gone away, so fingers crossed we can fire into another sequence there. Got Hiroki Goto just having a chat with a few guys on the start boat. And yeah, it's all happening. It certainly looks like there's heaps of pressure coming down the course at the moment.
We need someone to do a port end fly. It won't pay off, but we need someone to get down there and have a crack down there. It's you get murdered.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, it's I don't know. I don't know what's just looking out the window now, and this breeze is. It seems tricky as it sort of blows in. It goes left, and when it dies, it goes right. You know, that's gusts from the.
There's a significant amount of pressure down the bottom end of the course. Whether that's actually filtering its way up the Swan at the moment, I just had a chat with a couple of the locals, and they say that it's blowing solid southwest off Freo at the moment. So we're actually in a bit of a different breeze pattern. Yesterday, similar thing happened. It was a bit like this early on, and then basically they got it all banked up offshore, and then it just let go with a rush, and they sort of had 22 knots yesterday.
It's so hot. So, you know, the land breeze and all that sort of stuff is still in out there, like way out the top end of Perth, but it's just so hot here at the moment. So
absolutely.
They said it's not normally the normal weather pattern. It's always the same when you're on at a regatta. It's never normally like this.
Yeah, and they just, 15 knots is a fairly, mild light sea breeze for these guys over here. So, it's a bit like what I've sort of attributed it to. It's very similar to how they measure waves in Hawaii, how they measure the breeze over here, sort of thing. So
the tape measure? Or
well, you look at a wave in Hawaii and it looks like it's about 60 foot, and they're calling it's an 8 to 10 footer.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and then when you come over to Perth, and all the interstate and international guys are going, out, it was blowing 25, and they're going, it's 12 to 15,
Lucky
boys.
to be 10 when he's up to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a local fudge factor that they apply there. But that drone shot there, you can see the rescue, or the start boat, sorry, was just pointing still in the right. So definitely over this side is that right-hand breeze.
And we're inside 5 minutes now. So
that looks light, doesn't it, on that screen? It doesn't look very heavy at all. And looking out the window is pretty similar. But let's just hope that it comes in, mate. We want to see some action.
Yeah, we need to see some action. We want to see this breeze pulse. We got the black.
Yeah.
He's gone the black flag straight away.
He's a cranky old man, that David Campbell James. First start, and they've gone over, so he's going to say, righto, you boys. And no girls, unfortunately, in this fleet. But
behave or go home, basically.
Yeah, behave or go home. I like that, Mark. I really like it. Behave or go home.
So it still looks like there's pressure, and in that shot, it looks like there's pressure off to the left. But it's all about angle as well.
Look how soft it is, that boat above
seriously soft.
Above the line there.
This is very, very, very unusual for Perth with the way this breeze is at the moment. We're still quite early. We're looking at about 1:45 on the clock at the moment. 2 o'clock, sea breeze should be in. So I would say in the next hour, this first race, I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'm sticking to my guns. I think Tommy Burton in something like this is going to be very dangerous. And do you know what it might also do? It may also throw a cat amongst the pigeons. We might end up getting a few other guys that have probably been maybe down the fleet a little bit more early on, mixing it up.
Throw up a Hapser in and come out looking like a hero and get some decent numbers.
Exactly.
One thing we haven't discussed while we're just waiting for this race to start, and we've got the class flag up, so we're within 5, so that's cool as. Breakages, mate.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a fairly. Now we're talking to Sauce back there before.
Yep.
Simon in the Mac 2 thing, he said we haven't had the big dramas we normally have in the Moth Worlds. You know,
Yep.
Kyle Langford done some dramas leading up to the Worlds, had a bowsprit issue, but no one who's in that top 10 have had big dramas, and we always see it when they start pushing.
Yep.
The boats start stressing a bit, and
exactly.
that's
And
a factor
you know,
that's
if
gonna
those,
come into play.
you know, if you get some of these big boppers that are sort of 90, 95 kegs starting to swing down against a 20-knot sea breeze, you're going to start seeing loads on the boats, and it's going to be really interesting. So it's you're right, it hasn't come into play just yet, but you know, the next couple of days with the way the forecast is at the moment, it could be really starting to ramp up and could become a factor. So I think we're running 2 drops in the final series. We only had 1 drop for the qualifying.
Yep.
So we're going to roll into 2 drops for this. So it's going to be really interesting, and you know, 7 races to count, I think, out of the 9 that we've got. So it will be a really interesting one. We're down inside a minute now. Black flag is down.
And what we can see from our position here, which is not quite on the screen yet because we're going to hold this camera, is everyone once again is right on top of the line. We've got 1 boat tipped over to windward who will not be joining in. It's a looks like it's an XZ. We can't obviously pick who that is, but
The couple got starting to wind up now.
pretty much all the fleet way up the very top end of the line, and they're going to go for a run, and you'll see these boys coming into shot very, very soon because most of the fleet will start to rumble. There's
As you can see, we're on screen now. We're looking from the
Sayers
pin end.
really close. He's done it again. He's gone right. He's at the boat end. He's easy to pick. He's got that fluoro green sort of rash shirt. So here they go.
Here they come. We're starting to see them come down the line. And the breeze has kicked up a notch as they start winding up. There's plenty of space down to this leeward end.
Looks like the top end. Someone else got caught out there, but might be able to sneak in. Who's this on the pin? Black flag start. Remember, someone's tipped over the boat.
I actually have a feeling that might be Tom Burton, who's just come in at the top. But who have we got down to leeward there?
4205, it looks like, which is Stevie Thomas, the local boy. Good start for Stevie.
Great start.
So check to see how high they come off this line. So there's still a fair bit of right-hander in it. In the last couple of races, who's that stepping off Stevie Thomas there? We can't quite
I
pick
reckon
the
that
numbers.
that may be Bruni. I reckon that's
Francesco Bruni, absolutely. Stevie's now coming back into play. So look how they're high compared to these 2 guys. Now, this is what we did see in the races. Some of the guys, and you know, I'll probably expect one of them might be Slingsby, bowed down and they just shoot across this left-hand side. They don't really care about gaining height.
No, they've just got to get around the fleet.
Just get around the fleet, get to that pressure line, do a good tack, and then they.
Tell you what, there's a couple of boats out to windward that are absolutely flying up at that top end, just about 2/3 of the way up the line. You know, and it's going to be interesting if that course does go right. I think that's actually AMAC again. That's up on the right up on the top there. He's come off the boat and he's got a great start. So as we start to see, as we're coming up here, we've got
Langford just to the right.
I think that's Tommy Johnson actually.
Tommy in the white, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a Mac 2 there, so that's Tommy Johnson. And you've got Matty Jerwood with the sign on the sail in the middle of the course there. As you can see, those boats we were just following out there, that gaggle of 4 boats, which we've got Bruni.
The gaggle.
That's it, mate. We've got Bruni and Stevie Thomas, and there's a couple to windward. I wouldn't be surprised if that's Slingsby to windward of that 4 group. Looks like an Exocet that we've got out to windward. And
Stevie Thomas still doing a nice job. He's got the guy who come 3rd in the world's just above him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just
And Stevie's had a couple.
As we said.
And have a look at this. Have a look at the boat to windward there.
Just sat down off the foils there, so that's going to hurt him when he's set up for this tack. So they try and get in here really, really hard.
Yeah, that's definitely Slingsby to windward of Bruni there.
Bruni. So yeah. Slingsby, Bruni, and then Stevie Thomas. Who can nail their foiling tack? I would expect Tommy maybe to bail out.
He's got the bow down at the moment, Slingers, and he's
trying to juice him up.
He wants to roll over the top. We've actually got Thomas's tacked. We've got it looks like he's just going across in front of Tommy Johnson. And I'm just wondering who got spat out the back there. when Slingsby came over the top, who's tacking out now.
There coming back from the right-hand side.
Righto,
of your
so he
screen.
was one of those ones on the pin that went deep.
So he's got the golden moth. Well, not the golden moth, the yellow. But there's Slingsby out now. So, yeah, I didn't think he'd stay there for too long. Push Bruni across. Can Bruni nail his foil and tack?
And this is his left-hand track that we've been looking at all week.
Yeah, not bad.
It's a great tack there by Bruni.
Not bad. So there we go, back up. So this is the long haul, is what we found. It's happened all last week. And looking out the window, the breeze is certainly coming back up a little bit more pressure. But Bruni looks nice there.
He does. And a few of those boats have bailed out early. The good thing about that with what Stevie Thomas did there, and even Kyle, Kyle did this yesterday. We were on the course yesterday on the eastern course, and he actually had a really poor start, and he bounced out, but he had a lane. And that's just so important when you're coming back because there's so much time on port tack when you're coming out of this corner.
The last thing you want is just dirty air for 3/4 of this work. So
yeah, as we saw with whoever was in between Bruni and Slingsby there, they just put the clamps on him and he just got spat out the back.
Bruni's fast.
He is, yeah, and high.
He's got plenty of pace there.
That breeze too just keeps pumping in from this side, flat water, absolutely dead flat water.
That'd be Stevie Thomas probably leading the fleet across there by the looks. Maybe.
Absolutely.
He bailed out first. Yeah, that great pin end start. Sorry.
Hey mate, he was holding his own there, eh?
100% he was, and he's going well.
Absolutely. So we're just sitting
How
on the
cool is
back
that of a
here.
shot?
What a shot, eh? As we look down towards Royal Freshwater Bay there, as they start heading in towards the top mark.
That's T Slingsby.
Yep.
Not too bad. He had to drop a 2. So
Exactly.
1-1-1-1-1-1-1-1, and he had to drop a 2. He's going right. You see him here. He'll go bow down here in a sec, and you'll see that pressure over the right hand side that's in front of Stevie Thomas. He'll go bow down and try and get to that first.
He
so
did
can get
say
into it and use it.
if he's not seeing 20s on the dial, he's sailing too high.
Yeah,
know.
wow.
So if he starts going, okay, well I'm starting to see 19.5. I've got to put the bow down a little bit and get it back on a 20.
Boat, and they're doing 20 knots uphill. Get
It's
that up now.
crazy, absolutely crazy. So
Stevie Thomas will be coming into that pressure here in a minute, so he might throw a tack in here soon, and just try and utilise the pressure because that's all that matters with these things. It's just about pressure.
yeah,
nothing else.
exactly. And they it looks like we've still got Bruni who's out to windward here, but these three look like they've spat the fleet. To be honest,
there's that shot there. You got Stevie Thomas, Tommy in the middle, and Bruni way over. So coming into that pressure line now is Stevie. I can't really see how they're setting up for this top mark, but
that may actually be Langford to leeward there. I've got a feeling. I reckon he's got yellow numbers. So he if that is Langford, he's spat out for sure. So that's the top mark that you can see on the left of screen.
Attacking now, yeah, 100%. Well picked, Mark.
Yeah, so that's Langford. He's going to have to avoid Slingsby here. Really close cross.
Nice work there, but they're splitting tacks.
Yep.
Slingsby up and around the top right first. Langford coming over. Just couldn't quite nail that right hand top mark, but now the big split on the downhill, and we'll stick on it here. Langford will just hopefully get him in the shot there. And that's a beautiful shot of Kyle Langford just sitting on. Look how tall he is. 2.5.
The big lever himself.
Yeah, he's 2.5 metres tall, and he's just sending this thing off down here. Look at the lead they've got from this
Absolutely.
pack already.
As
these
we see a couple of back markers come through the shot there, so it's going to be really interesting. I reckon these three have sort of spat the fleet. Burton, we haven't been able to see where he ended up out of the wash up. As we see some of the mid fleet starting to come round, this is where it gets interesting.
He's going
and
to
nice
go
and
on to
close.
Langford soon. He's going to go through his jibe, so the next drone shot will certainly show you Kyle Langford going back over towards the other side, and there it is.
Then we got those two boats on the shore. You can see them down there on the shore. Now Langford's starting to get better angle as the breeze comes.
Send that bow downhill, and just all of a sudden he was pointing at him, and now what he's hoping for is that breeze in the middle just to really posh him off. And Tommy and Bruni, who have gone way over to that left.
This could be interesting, just the angles coming back the other way.
I like what Tommy looks like. That dark sail, that dark speck in the middle, he is just sending it straight downhill. Langford now gets one.
Yeah.
So he's all of a sudden he's put his bow down 30 degrees, and he looks good.
Yeah,
just
there's
about
not going to be
puff.
much in this at all when they come to the cross. There certainly is more pressure as they come out of that Royal Freshwater Bay. There always is pressure, but I tell you what, Kyle Langford is humming down here.
He is humming, but I think Slingers might just get across him. He's going to take his... Kyle's going to bail out into a jibe, so they must be on a lay.
Yep.
So Kyle's got a little bit of a wobbly lay there, and Singles is just hanging off the edge of it. Momentum might get him here to this bottom mark, but
Yeah, bearing in mind this is the first time these two have raced each other since the Nationals too.
yeah. So Kyle will love nothing more than take one off his Sale GP skipper too.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Kyle Langford, from a boat work perspective, he has been relentless.
He just rubs that foil like nothing else, mate. He's got no fingertips left. He just loves sandpaper, wet and dry. He just sits there and works on it, and that's why he's leading, mate.
Exactly.
His boat is fast, and he hasn't got any
He's put the
gear
time in.
failures.
Exactly. We're just looking back there to the Perth Flying Squadron as these three boats come
Bailing
down.
out again.
Yeah, Kyle just didn't want it there. He wants to get out to the other side. So he's crossed in front of Bruni, and we've still got slingers coming out to this side.
Stick on Tommy Slingsby. He's just doing it easy. Have a look at him. What are they doing? 30-odd knots down. Here we go, setting up for a jibe now.
He's in good pressure there as well, I think.
Bit of a wave. He's got to contend with that spectator wash there, but he done that quite nice. Through and starting to put the hammer down. Kyle's in a nice pressure over that. All that. Bit of squirt coming down.
Absolutely. The breeze is in as we've swapped over now, and we look at Tom Slingsby ripping down towards the bottom end of the course. That is a fantastic shot.
How crack is that? Slinger's just ripping it downhill.
We're going to see Kyle coming in from
this side. Look at the breeze on this right-hand side, Mark.
It is starting to pump. It's getting that streaky look about it. The haze is starting to blow off, and I think that this thing's about to let go, and the Freo Doctor is going to arrive.
Yeehaw, baby.
So it looks like Langford's really low down there.
Oh, that's not a good sight to coming into a
look
power
out.
boat. Tommy's just trying to get out the front. Thank God that powerboat driver had some sort of brains and had to look out his bloody door, because that could have been a bit ugly.
He was counting his craze from Rotto, I reckon.
Tommy's going to have another crack at him. He's jibing.
Yeah,
so
he's jibed.
So this guy be going, what are you doing, mate? I just let you through, and now you're going to come and have another go at me. But it's jibing because there's the bottom gate.
Jeez, he's
and
extended.
He's around, but that powerboat and Tommy are going to come back together.
Which we just missed on the
Just missed
drone
out
there.
on that.
Langford coming round round now as well.
So first two in around the bottom mark. Bruni in around the bottom.
Who have we got in
mark that they're
fourth?
seeing.
We'll rejoin the leaders a little bit further up as we just watch the action coming into the bottom mark here.
Remember, all we're doing is just doing this by a drone, so we've got to change batteries because we
So
don't have...
Beaker, I reckon that was Scotty Babbage around in fourth.
There's,
TJ around in
TJ.
fifth. Burton around in sixth. And Thomas around in seventh, I think.
Yeah, TJ done all right there.
TJ's going good.
One thing of note there, Mark, two local blokes went around that right gate.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I reckon they'll go across and they'll tack out early and they'll be able to hit a lay.
that breeze up towards the opening of up around the corner where you go up and in out of the Swan.
Just
really
funnels
looks like
out
it's
of
coming
there.
out of that right big time there, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a couple of boats jibing in here at the bottom gate. It's all action now.
Is where we'll start to see. Remember, this is the golf. This is the best we've got here at the 2019 Chandler Macleod Moth Worlds in Perth, and
Got a lot of boats coming in from the left of screen here, eh?
Yeah.
Like that's the way Slingsby went down that. As we see a bit of a ropey
bit loose
jibe.
on that jibe there, but which is interesting. Looks like he was trying to set up for the left, and last minute decided to go to the right.
That's it. There goes AMAC. The old fox is around.
He's had his picnic on the way uphill. Just one tack, one jibe.
Here comes Jerwood. We've got a few crossing jibes here. A few guys looking pretty loose coming in. And that's C-Tech. That's Macmillan going through there.
Jimmy McMillan, he's coming through that boat. Looks beautiful through that blue C-Tech mobile.
Here comes one of the Beakers, Graham Sutherland from New Zealand, who was well up in the qualifying rounds.
But you see our leaders, the breeze on that shot looks a lot harder on that left now.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, we're just zooming around to the left slightly, and we see that big line coming down there. So
and it's starting to funnel. We're just, geez, it's pumping. We got the two.
we got a swimmer. That's can't pick it up quite yet, but
we got another one as well.
Something wrong with that waterway there. Big hole in it.
Or someone's hit a cray pot or something down there.
Both boats in exactly
the
the same spot.
Hiroki just sneaking in there. This is going to cause some trouble.
Andy. That's not pretty. So he's in a bad
this
spot.
guy's just going to pick the gap. No worries.
Inside.
Round the end of the sail.
In
the drink.
Gone. 4101. Who's that?
Andrew Sim, I reckon.
Yeah, he's just got away with it. So we've got two swimmers right on the bottom mark, and it's just pressure's got to them. Not a good spot to be in the drink.
No.
Who is it? 4607. Let's give him a shout out for having a swim It is Rowan Langford, so nice work there, Rowan. You caused chaos with the rest of the
And
fleet.
he's still got another boat
It
coming
ain't
up.
over. It ain't over yet.
Robbie Partridge had to miss and just
Oh.
let the other GBR boat just sneak through there while.
At least he got through the gate. The poor other bloke sat there. And he's going back uphill to have a bear away here.
Yeah, this is moth sailing at its best down here when the fleet converges. Get the Benny Hill music, you
There we
reckon?
go. Who's that? We need to give him a shout out. The red.
That's the Argentinian, I think.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yep.
well, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, so we'll leave that alone.
Contesi, I believe.
That's him.
So we're following this fella uphill now, and we're just about with the leaders at the top end of the
4, 3,
course.
6, 8. Let's get him. Yep, you're into it,
Massimo Contesi.
Mate, you're the language
We're,
expert.
we're onto it now. So just looking up here at it as we're starting to get our drone into the top end of the course.
Look at the breeze. Breeze is kicking.
And there's a huge puff out to the right. The breeze is filled in. I'll tell you what, these guys don't look as though they're on as good an angle this time. So it's going to be interesting to see once we rejoin the leaders.
And we go on to our other drone shot here in a minute, and it looks like we're going to pick up those 2 leaders who have come away from this left-hand side.
And
There
here
it
we
is.
go.
Coming into some good pressure at the top end here.
There's a huge puff just sitting there on the top marks there. So I think that this is Slingsby to the left.
Yeah, looking at the hiking style, I reckon that's Slingsby to the left.
Yeah, he's just cranking
Brilliant.
that thing on top of him,
He
isn't
just leans it over, mate. His foot straps must be made of steel, mate, because he
Yeah.
can just bend that boat in half. And,
Tell you what, that pressure he's in right there, there's a bit of ride about that as well.
Well, that'll be good because he's coming up towards the top mark, which you can see there, and he can pop onto that and then send it down for what, if he can hold that position, he'll obviously win the first race here in Goldfleet.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's definitely a Slingsby hiking style.
Yeah.
It's just incredible what they can do to these boats.
Oh, mate, they're genuine athletes as well. Like, we talk about the amount of boat work and that, but the physical preparation that it takes to actually sail these and stay in that hiking position and just lock in for 3 races a day. It's a fair physical strain that you got to put on.
Here's a crack. Look at this. Go through this light pressure. The pressure is on the right. Here in a minute, you'll see Tommy start to set up. Get into this pressure. Here he goes. Gets his footing right, which is a little bit of stall there on the drone, but I can guarantee you he's gone through the tack, and there it is. And there we're a long way away. We're 1.1 nautical miles away from where the drones are getting flown. So you just got to bear with us because we'll get the footage back as soon as we can. But that looks all right. I hope we can get that drone back in
and we'll
pretty quick.
Get him when they start coming downhill. But it certainly looks like the boats that are coming in.
And we got that drone footage back now, so that's great
Flick to
news. We
that
should be able to switch on to that pretty soon.
Jordo, can you flick to the drone?
Drone. If we on the drone, here we go.
Yeah, I know.
And there's Slingsby going downhill.
That's Burton that was just to the left. And as we start following Slingsby as he starts charging downwind here on Melville Water, and he is looking like he's putting on a clinic.
Yeah, I mean, the boats that are going underneath you there are top 10 boats.
Exactly.
You know, and he's already got, I don't know, 400, 500, 600 metres on them. So
he's just got another gear.
He's just looking around. I'd say Bruni's gone to that other side because he just had a little sneak under his boom there. Just you can see him there, seeing where everybody is. Am I happy to go? Am I happy to cover? And looking at that there, he looks like he's happy to go because he's...
Yeah. And there was a lot of boats that were out to this, as you look downwind to the right-hand side, they actually did quite well. That's where Slingers put the foot down because Langford had him under all sorts of pressure down that run, and probably it was marginal whether he could actually cross through there. Jibed on him, then bailed back out to the left-hand side, and Slingers put probably 100 metres on him.
Yeah, he did, and he's just going through his jibe now, mate, so he's... said, I've had enough of this one. I'm going to get back and close this gap. We'll see what these guys are doing. And as that camera pans around, nobody's in frame yet. So that's a good sign if you're Tom Slingsby.
This is daylight behind him at the moment.
We might, you could get caught out here if somebody pokes out of the middle of the course. But have a go at this breeze he's coming into here.
Yeah, there's a good bit of snot coming down the course there.
He'll jump on that, and he'll probably just send it straight down into the finish where there's a fair few boats sitting here waiting.
It's a real carnival atmosphere out here at the moment. There is a lot of boats. A lot of boats down here watching this, and why wouldn't you be out here in beautiful Western Australia in absolutely beautiful foiling conditions. He's just putting on a clinic here, mate. I mean, what more can you say?
It's almost boring. Someone needs to take him out and make it a bit of a contest.
Where's that sniper on the grassy knoll?
Commentators curse! Commentators curse!
Where's that power boat, mate, that was giving him a bit of hassle?
No, he's probably just giving him a bit of a what's for. Looks like he's setting up here now. He just plonks in. One more jibe coming through. And a nice shot there of him driving. Popped the main through. So he hasn't made the gate. So it means he's at least got one more jibe to do because they've got to go through the finish.
And here we go. We've got Kyle Langford on screen now. He's just behind Tom Slingsby as they're coming into the finish.
It would look like that he's very, very gone over that right-hand side a fair way.
Yeah, I think he looks like he's followed a fairly similar track downhill to what Slinger's had. He's coming into this shore at the moment, and he's rolling into a jibe now as well.
Slingsby's heading out to the right, but Langford coming in.
And it looks like Langford's pretty close there with whoever's in behind him there.
4.643 is Scotty Babbage.
So Scotty Babbage has worked his way up. We've got the two Beakers in.
Nice job there, Scotty. And there's Slingers out in the guts.
Okay.
So these are cross.
This is very, very interesting.
It's going to be tight.
It's a lot tighter than what we thought, but he's getting maps down there now, Slingers, and he's got the foot down.
Kyle has to do a jibe right in behind Slingsby here. Slingsby's on lay, but
swap the Slingers.
He is coming in towards the finish.
As we look at Tom Slingsby here, coming into the finish line. Just got to go through the gate and the boat. He's going to take the first heat of the Goldfleet Finals. What a performance, Jody.
What a performance, mate. He just sent that thing straight through the finish line and shot across the bow of every other competitor out here. He wants to win this thing.
He does. He's pretty serious about it, mate.
He wants to win it. He'd be pumped. So I'll tell you what, looking out the window, seconds a fair way away.
Yep.
So he has annihilated him. This last, remember he went around pretty tight at that bottom mark, and for that one more work and one more run, he has absolutely annihilated second spot. And the race is definitely on between second here. You've got Kyle Langford coming from the left of your screen coming down. You've got 4.332 just driving on the inside there. That's Tom Burton. So drag race between Burton and Langford.
Here it is.
Looks like Langford has just got on the inside of Burton. So Burton in and around for third. Nice work, Tommy Burton.
Absolutely. He's come from about 6th or 7th down that run to get into it. And I have a feeling he was the one that Slingers put the clamp on and just went, sorry, mate, I'm going to spit you out the back door there off the start. So very, very interesting stuff as we see. It looks like Bruni coming through shot there now.
Yeah, he lost out a little bit, didn't he?
He did. He had a good start. He was in second. Looks like Tommy Johnson rolling through there as well, or is it? No, that's EXO. Here comes Tommy Johnson.
Tommy Johnson at the top end, just sneaking in front. Maybe Stevie Thomas, possibly, no.
It looks like Stevie Thomas going through the shot
through
there.
Now, with the whites. So
and USA through there as well. We got Brad Funk.
That's the funky bird. How's this for a shot? We're almost on top of him.
Just in the flight control position.
That is a sick as shot.
He'd be loving that, Funky. I think he's just outside the top 10 there, or the back half of the top 10. And not a bad performance now. We've merged these fleets. It's all to play for with the big guns in there.
I can't get over how quick Slingsby is.
Yeah. It's the first race he got he got a great start. You know, and he got a good start, and he just went and he put the clamps on, spat whoever that was out the back, and then got enough room there to just foot down on top of Bruni. And then that was it. You know, Langford kept him honest for a little bit. You know, and he came downwind, and we thought, you know, maybe he'll get in front. But, you know, once they jibed out of there and Slinger's got that shift, he just got the hammer down and away he went. But I'll tell you what, impressive stuff by Burton as well. You know, to come from where he came from.
He wasn't in top 3, 4 that we were watching at the bottom mark. And he just done his thing. You picked it. You know, he's a racer.
Yeah.
Tommy Burton knows how to race, and he's come back into second spot and
third.
Into third, behind Kyle. But man, a long way behind Slingsby.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's going to be really interesting. I think it's gonna have to be something where if Slingsby gets into open air, they're in trouble. You know, they're in massive trouble. But you know, there's got to be sort of almost you know, a bit of a fleet management thing here as to where he is. So you just can't let him get out and pop out and be in clear air and let him go. Got to put the pressure on, increase the manoeuvres.
Look at the breeze coming down here, mate.
Yeah, I think we're going to be on for races 2 and 3 here today. It is going to be beautiful.
Yeah, so as the back markers are making their way over now, just keep on this shot. We'll just drift on in. Good race here for the miners.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes a nice little group of boats, 3 boats. He's trying to soak
Who's that
down.
into the soak? He's in all sorts if you can't get... Oh, it's, you know what it is. It's Keegan York on the Snotmobile. So he's done a little bit of boogie-woogie-woogieing down there, and he's got himself in, but he lost the place because he was so high.
Yep.
So that just goes to like blokes can overstand on these things by 20 or 30 metres and pick 2 boats.
Yeah,
quite
exactly.
easily.
It's so important on these boats not to underlay that line. You got to make sure that you make the finish with
pace. Gone are the days, you know, the displacement boats where you're just fighting for every inch. These guys would rather go an extra 100 metres and pick up 10 knots coming into the bottom. So it is completely different racing to what you normally see. But Slingsy's been finished for about 4.5 hours now. We've still got blokes coming in a 2-lap race.
Absolutely, we've got a Hiroki Goto coming through there now. Another one of the Australian
Chaos
boats.
Causer.
Yes.
At the bottom mark.
Yep.
That was funny.
How good was that?
He's and there
the extra
was
speed
there
hump.
in his fluoro green top.
Yeah, you can't miss him, can you?
He's good to pick on the with his lime greeny Rashi. So the last couple of coming over the line now.
It's pretty good though. Like you think, you know, there's our Chaos Causer there, 4607, Rowan Langford.
4607.
Who?
I bet you Lowen Langford wish he had the position that Kyle Langford did.
Yeah, I feel like it.
if he thinking, why can't I have that much speed? Still a few just drifting over, looking out the track. There's probably about maybe 6 boats left to finish here, Mark.
Yep.
And
so that's not bad. That's pretty much within the. They'll all easily finish within the finish window.
20-minute times.
Yep.
Roughly, as they're trying to get 20-minute races, but.
Do you know what was interesting about that? I'll go back to the start because as you know, with any sailing, it's crucial. You know, it's an absolute fundamental of what we do. But Langford didn't have a good start, did he? Like he was to leeward. He's one of those 2 boats that had to go around the outside. So you had Slingsby and Bruni and Steve Thomas who nailed the start, and then you had Langford who was probably second row, to be honest, and had to go low road, but popped out, got a lane, obviously got wheels.
Mate, I've been watching it all week. Yeah, you're right, and they don't seem to care if they're late-ish or low, because all they care about is just getting to the pressure line.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it makes absolutely zero sense, from conventional sailing terms, as get on the line, protect your lane, fight for every inch, but just bow down.
Yeah, these guys are happy to genuinely sail around the fleet to actually just get to
what
pressure
a position
in
to
front
be
of
in.
you.
Just, right, I'm 5 deep, I'm just going to go bow down, 5 knots on, push over, tack early, do a foil and tack, and pick 20 boats up in the process.
Absolutely crazy. Now, I'd like to, while we got a little bit of a break in the traffic here, we'll just mention a couple of our sponsors that have really made this broadcast possible. We've got CST, who's jumped in and helped sponsor this broadcast. CST and Mac2 Boats have both jumped on board. The CST guys, they're running some absolutely amazing kit. We got pretty much the top 10 boats are all running CST masts. And Mac2 Boats, I mean, Andrew McDougall, 10 years this year since the first Mac2 was launched. And, there's a lot of, getting 120 boats here has got to be attributed to that design that has actually made this boat accessible to a lot of people. Thank you very much to both of those companies and industry leaders in what they're doing.
And on a personal note, Mark, I'd like to thank Down Under Sail for getting me here so we can bring this footage to you guys out there because it's pretty cool.
It is. It's pretty awesome to be out here in Western Australia, the Wild West, and calling this from a boat. So, thank you to all our sponsors and that have made it possible because it's a fantastic thing, and hopefully you guys are all enjoying this around the world wherever you guys are watching it. We've got plenty of action to come over the next 3 days.
The funny thing, we're looking out the boats here off this camera now. We're looking out the window. You can tell who's a bit of a rock star and who's not, because a rock star's got friends in ribs.
Yeah,
they're getting fed having a little break, having a stretch, get a bit of food and a bit of water. The other poor punters are just stuck out here on their own.
And then the ones that are really the who's who in the zoo are actually getting those drinks off the tender, which is attached to a bloody 40-foot boat.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy, but it's good to see. You know, it's a class where it's really a pro-am class in some respects. You know, where the amateurs really get to go up against the pros. But as we spoke about, the pros have really got to run their own campaigns, and they've got to get it done. You know, I mean, these guys like, Mac2 and Exocet and, Beaker as well, where they've, got some support on the shore and helping these guys out. There's a shop, you can go in. If you break something, you can buy it. You can, tap into the knowledge of people like Simon Owen Smith from Mac2 and, and those guys also, help a lot of the other boats. There's a lot of boats that are, as we talked about, which are running different components. So, from the Mac2 shop perspective, it's not just servicing the Mac2s. It's also guys who are running our foils. It's guys who are running, the mast and the sails. And it's the same with Exocet. If they're running a Maguire foil or something like that, they'll help out. There's been, lots of people helping and chipping in, and it's a real attribute of the class.
It's funny, I'm just looking out here, you got guys like Will Bowden, he's no slouch.
Yep.
He knows his way around a racetrack and a boat.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say he's been handling lessons, but he's finding it tough in this calibre of fleet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a world-class sailor, mate.
Absolutely.
In his own right. So it's just the level of these mothies are just...
And he had his moments. I mean, he won the last heat of the Nationals, and that. But, obviously, once you start lifting it up and you chuck 20 good guys into this fleet, rather than, just five. Suddenly it's like, wow, I'm really fighting for everything, which, to be honest, makes what Tom Burton did seriously impressive. I mean, he was the one out of the lot of them that came from behind. The rest of them, like Bruni started in second, dropped back, and he probably went back a couple, and Burton actually came through the fleet. So, it's again, it's just going to come down to starts and importance, where you are, everything like that. So
Slingers would love the fact that he put it down there, like he laid it down. He said, right, a bit of chat about the fact that he hasn't raced him yet.
Yep.
But he didn't just beat him.
No.
I'm still blown away by how much he just pumped him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was just so impressive. I mean, you go back to that drone shot that we had off the start line, and we had the four guys sitting there and doing what they were doing, and it was just unreal, like watching him put his foot down. So.
Yeah, man, it's you see there, we've got the shot looking back uphill. That's from our boat now, so the breeze is in. I'd expect that they're not going to take too long to roll this thing around. It's actually looking upwind now. It is absolutely pumping upwind. So we've got another big pulse of breeze coming out. It's funny here how it does pulse. We have no breeze, and then it just smokes in. Then it has a bit of a break, and then smokes in again, and we're in that section where it's coming on. So I'd really like to hope that we can get a race off here pretty soon and see what this fleet does in this heavy air. You see the sailors just taking a little bit of a break. Some blokes are sitting on their wing mats. Some guys are actually upside down having a swim. What have we lost?
I want to get another power lead out of here and hopefully find a double adapter. So I need to move this camera.
Yeah, go for it. That's fine. Just let the now, Mark. So it's going to be
Yeah,
on,
it's going to
baby.
get
It's gonna be
interesting.
on.
It's going to get interesting, and
And-
we saw a couple of the guys, and it's no coincidence we had the top three were Kyle Langford, Tom Slingsby, and Tom
Tommy
Burton.
Burton.
All guys who just love hiking.
That's why I don't sail them.
Yeah, yeah.
But here, we're going to just bot the drones up. So we've just had a little bit of a taco issue between races, but the drones are ready to rock and roll. We'll have that drone shot soon of the aerial. But what I can tell you is that once again, everyone stuck over this side. We've got some blokes that are really super deep on this side of the boat this time.
And
so
they haven't moved the course.
not at all. So
No.
I'm thinking what they're going to do is load early and put the hammer down to try and get a decent spot. Because see a lot of guys got buried, got sent out before the mark. So we're coming into what should be, there it is, 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. So the flag has dropped.
You can see all the boats down on the pin end there. We've got the coach boats. We've got the spectator boats. The other course is actually racing for those of you that are thinking about Silverfleet and everything like that. They are racing on a course that is actually just behind us. So we're looking at the start boat here. Again, thank you to our sponsors, CST and Mac2, for bringing all these pictures to you as we are inside a minute and we are looking at it. Some of them are starting to wind up now.
Graham Prosser, you'll see him in the middle of the screen. I can see him live here, but in the screen you'll see him pop out very, very high. And
We've got Langford up here, just dropped off the foils.
Yeah,
trying to get some speed. We've got a
Graham
Chapo
Prosser
sail.
coming through there now. So he's had a nice job. Will he be able to nail the start? It's got to be close to getting off. Everyone's got shooting pin hard.
Yeah.
A few boats getting caught
Pretty
up. At the top there.
soft.
Who's that got caught out?
Oh, someone's in on the line.
Oh, no. That's going to cause chaos.
Oh, boxed out again.
Yeah,
Beaker.
Yeah, there's, there we go. Where's it? That had
What
to
have
be
they
close.
done?
I don't know. There's flag
What
went
have
up on the.
Oh, there's still a bit of action here in the middle of the course. This guy's falling off the foils everywhere. And we have Swedish boat up to the top end of the course here. And I tell you what, there's something's happened. Or it had to be a general, surely.
Yeah, it's a general.
There's boats just coming off the foils everywhere.
If we can get the drone back to the start boat, there is at least 5 boats upside down just inside the start boats. So, like you said, Mark, one boat goes over and then it just trips everything.
That was a genuine
There's
domino
honestly-
chain reaction effect from the bloke who went in down the line,
bottom.
held everybody else up, and then suddenly we got boats boxed out.
You'll
and
see here as the drone drifts around to the left here now. You look back, there's the top bed, but look at the boats there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 boats upside down, trying to get their stuff sorted out. Hiroki Goto was absolutely nowhere on that start. He was late. He was only just joining the party now, so he'd be loving the fact that there was a general recall.
Yeah, absolutely. It favours some, and some would be pretty filthy with the fact they didn't get away. But
boats.
Have a
These
look
were
at it.
guys that came in there were getting yelled at. Someone, I don't know who it was, someone just shut the door on a heap of blokes.
Yep.
And they all had to bail, and blokes were just tipping over left, right, and centre.
Massimo Contesi, can't he find some strife?
He
was in the thick of it down the bottom end there as well, and not all his fault. And now he's found himself in a bit of strife on the start line as well. So
It's more action than bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He is, mate. He is
unbelievable.
So we just see as some boats are starting to trickle back now, and as we have a look, and we will obviously roll back into sequence pretty shortly after this. It looks like the general flag is down.
Yeah, and the breeze is still up.
Yep.
That's all I care about. We just want breeze. We don't want this little fluffy. So maybe it's died, lifted, and we get through a bit of a period now where it's
5 minutes. They're rolling into it. He doesn't mess around, does he?
Yeah, no, he's got to get it going. And a few guys have gone a fair way up the course, a long way over to that left-hand side, probably to go over there and see what that tack off that left-hand shore's like.
We've still got a few boats in the drink.
There's still boats in the drink, but looking out our window, and obviously if you look way up there on the top of the screen, this guy's a fair way up. I mean, the moth will get back here quick.
Yeah.
But you're under pressure, aren't you? You've got to get back. You think, shit, I've only got 3 minutes. I've got to get back. And
You certainly got to be aware of when that's happening, because you can quite easily miss the start. And more importantly, it's not so much missing the start, but you're just not in the right frame of mind to get off the line, and you don't have options. And it's going to be interesting. That was really strange off that start line. What the breeze did, it just went real funky.
It just pushed those guys that were sort of trying to drill along the line was almost
and it went
struggling
right
to get to the pin.
Yeah, exactly. Like you almost had two breezes at either end of the line.
Yeah, they reached in, and all of a sudden, oops, we got a bit on here. So trying to keep that height, and then that guy put his wing in.
Yeah, he's gone black again. He just doesn't
yes,
care.
nice work.
Just start with it, I reckon.
Get some races happening. That's right.
So, no, it's great stuff here at the 2019 Moth Worlds. Brought to you. This broadcast brought to you by CST and Mac 2. It's fantastic stuff, really. We're privileged to be here and calling this. We got a great calibre of sailors that are putting on the show for it. You're only as good as the talent, and I'll tell you what, we got some talent here at the moment. So
no talent here, my friend. It's all on the bloke to my left. So we'll be coming in soon. Black flag start. So remember, if you're over the start line or above the start before 1 minute with this constant UFP as well, you're in a bit of strife there, young fella.
So we
Greg Fardy there, just hanging around waiting for that final minute so he can get his time on distance sorted quite well. So the Golden Moth, who's this just sneaking
that's
in
Robbie
above?
Partridge coming down from Hong Kong, our one Hong Kong Moth sailor.
So all these guys are really pushing the envelope to can get caught out here, but looks like out of the window most boats have rejoined the party. There's probably 2 or 3 just coming down to what we'll call the holding area. They just sit here and wait. The bullpen.
That's what we
like.
like.
Nice one. We've got a New Zealand competitor right outside our window here, 4644. Who's that? That is Stewie Goods. He is way over here. Seeing what he's
We've got them all starting to race down now into that area that they sort of do before the start, and we've got a great shot on
There's
the pin
that
drone.
reverse shot there. So we're way over to above the start line. They're way over off that shore.
See, the breeze has kicked a little bit.
It's kicking, mate.
Yeah, the we watched the first start there, and there wasn't much white cap action, wasn't much happening, and now we're starting to see that roll through. So as the day goes on, there'll be a little bit of chop probably down the bottom end of this course, which has found a few people out at times. When they're coming into the bottom gates there and doing the old over the handlebars trick, which is always good fun to watch. Not so good fun if you're involved with it, but it's that's what it's all about. It's about entertainment, Jody.
There's nothing better than a moth going down the mine. Coming in, we'll have that shot in a second. The shot back over the top of the start boat, and you'll see the flag going down. What will be the 1 minute to go, because they're starting to get a little bit of movement in the bullpen, as you said, Marcus. There, that blokes.
Yeah, mate, they're all warming up, getting their arm ready, just getting rolled in. So, from what I can see live here, we've got Langford's fairly way down onto the leeward end of the line. He's trying to find himself a spot. We've got, that huge gaggle of boats up there looking at it. Everyone's still sitting in a low riding mode at the moment. Looks like Langford's slotted in there in about the middle of the course. So
black flag is down, so we've got under 1 minute to go, and everyone is well back off the line this time.
Yeah, they're certainly behaving themselves.
No one's pushing.
Nah. Oh, we'll take him. 2/5 of a second to get to the line. So they're as long as you got room. We talked about this before. You don't need anyone underneath you doing anything weird because it can really stop you. We got someone winding up down here to leeward.
Well low, isn't he?
Massive time on distance. This is almost like a slalom windsurfing
20
start.
seconds to go off my clock.
Ooh,
so
he's wound up underneath someone.
Might want to just blow a bit of speed off there. That's Stevie Thomas again. Is that Stevie Thomas with that? I think it is.
We're looking at it. Is he going to get there? Is he going to get there? Oh, he's taking the anchor line with him. Harry Mile, that is.
Harry Mile, is it?
Yeah, good start, Harry,
Thomas
if he's
above
over.
4205. So I'll just get rid of that timer clock so it's not annoying us. Shut up, clock. Shut up.
So we've started. and
Shut up.
So Harry Mile just punching off the leeward end here. We've got Stevie Thomas to windward, and that looks like the ominous sign of Tom Slingsby to windward there.
Yes, it is.
And he's just going to do the same thing. I'll tell you what, Stevie Thomas is getting a front row seat to the Tom Slingsby show at the moment, which he won't be enjoying. Look at that. He's just peeling off him at the moment. We got Mile down to leeward here. Just made the start. Jeez, I'm surprised he didn't hook himself on the anchor line.
He must have been looking at his numbers going, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. But, Tommy looks, it's funny his setup of his boat. It looks like he's actually bow up. If you look at Stevie Thomas there, he looks a little bit bow down. I don't know whether it's just the way those wing bars look or what, but
Yeah, you're right. He's bow up, and he's obviously got a couple of different modes as well with how he wants to
He's
sail.
got 100 of them, mate,
yeah,
to be honest.
You know, and most of them are fast. So he's just punching out to this left-hand side. He's already starting to gap the fleet. He's worked up on those guys who are up there to windward of him. And unlike the first start where we had a couple of boats that were really popping out on that windward boat end, I mean, Slingsby's just shot out at the moment, and he is going to be very, very hard to beat again.
Have a go. He's only 20 metres above Stevie Thomas there, and he's probably about 5 or 10 degrees higher and faster. So that's a pretty nice.
Yeah, it's nice when you got angle
He'd be
and
feeding him
pace.
dust, bud. He'd be giving him all sorts.
Yeah, well, I think he's getting spat now.
Stevie better bail out soon, because otherwise you'll have to worry about those guys off the backside of him having to cross them as well.
Yeah,
so.
he just got absolutely
Look at
chewed
Slingsby there. He's just putting miles on.
But it's not even Stevie. He's come right
up and around the rest of the guys. So obviously on that at the further we go over that left, you might get a nice little lift just before you get the knock.
He's in a different stratosphere at the moment.
How good is look at that? He started low and he's now above blokes that started midline.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
Looking around for attack there. He just prepping himself up, foot out of the foot strap. So you'll see him looking around. I'm good to go. This camera shot will just show you how to do a foiling tack here quite nicely.
And just look at how hard he's working the boat. You know, he's just swinging the thing down.
Yep, here he goes.
A couple of guys are starting to bail out. Slingsby goes through. A little bit of a touchdown.
Take that, but
now he's away.
Crossing that boat that started in the middle there by 40 metres.
Yep. And it looks like you got Langford there in the middle again, who
bit
deep. Yeah, bit deep. But he's crossed behind those boats, as we can see.
There's Langford there on the bottom of the screen.
But look, even in that angle there, the difference in angle between Slingsby and Langford.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up 10 degrees on him. You know, it's just crazy what he's doing to this fleet. He's absolutely annihilating
the Tommy Show.
Yeah, it is.
Welcome to the Tommy Show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy the ride, because this is a masterclass in moth sailing.
And he's just the issues he was having earlier on in the week with the starts. It's just gone out the window, because he's just had two absolute belters.
I reckon he's done that to probably throw a curveball at him.
Oh, you reckon putting the sand bucket out? You reckon?
Yeah, we'll put pressure on Slingsby. He won't be able to start. We'll nail him. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and then this is what happens. And we've we've got the fleet now. Most of the fleet is out on the left hand side of the course.
A fair crank there with he's honking that over. Look how much of weather he's hauling it.
Absolutely, he's just cranking that thing down. That's a great shot there. You can see him. He's the top left of the screen there, up to windward.
4-3-3-2 on our screen
That
just
is
here.
Tom
Tommy
Burton.
Burton.
Yep.
So he's a long way left, but yeah, Slingsby the leader, way up the top. Burton's got a good group of 5 or 6 boats that he needs to contend with once they tack, but obviously he's the highest boat.
And they were those boats too that had come out that Slingsby just worked up underneath of, and that little pack that there's probably a good pack of 5 boats there that are all quite close together, and Burton's just getting these left-hand lifts the whole way across.
He looks good there. All of a sudden, he just since we've been on him, he's gone through some boats.
Yep.
And they've fallen into a bit of a hole. That pack below, you can see that boat there had a bit of a rudder vent.
It'll be interesting to see where he started in that race, because he was nowhere to be seen down the leeward end of the line there. I mean, all focus at that time was on Mile and Slingsby and Thomas really. But look at that pressure coming in. Slingsby's just ramped into it now, and it just comes in and it drops down on these top marks and just detonates at the top, and it's just linking all these puffs together, and this is why it becomes a left-hand track, because they link these puffs together and it's just super flat water on the left-hand side, and they just keep cranking up into it, and this is great stuff here.
He's fast through the water.
He is.
Burton. He's got lots of boat speed. He's just blown that guy off who's just dropped away on that right-hand side. That's the guy that had the rudder vent.
Tell you what, there's a good fight there in the middle, isn't there?
In the middle, that's cool.
That's where the action is,
Who's
I think.
going to bail out of that first?
So who we got in that pack? I reckon we got Bruni, Langford, and see, look at that. See those puffs that come through, and they just start going bow up for a bit.
In front of him.
Yeah.
Right at the gate.
Jeez, that is smoking.
The gate, Slingsby up and around the gate, and in an absolute gale.
Yeah. And here we go. We've got 4 boats coming in at the moment at the top mark, and we've got a couple that are coming across that didn't make that have to tack.
Yeah, look at this, eh? just sneaking their bows across. Someone sat right off the foils there. Who was that? And really lost out. Might have been Bruni, actually.
Is that Stevie Thomas?
Stevie Thomas in around 4.205. So it's nice work there by Stevie. That's actually Bruni above him. Yeah,
yep.
so just got to avoid these starboard boats here, Bruni. But
and we're going to follow these
downhill. Yep. Look at that gust. That's a honk.
Oh, he's getting a bit loose there as well.
He's getting rather loose. We want to see some action here. We've just got a little bit of freeze on the drone. The drone can't even catch up with these.
No, they can't keep up with the
little weapons
action.
of mass destruction. These moths.
And we're going to follow that pack down, and we're just about to go back onto the drone.
Yeah, there you go. You don't want to watch
that.
us. You want to watch these guys. And there's Langford to the right.
Yeah.
Looks like he's bailing out into a jibe now. So most of the guys are starting to get to this far left extremity. What they're trying to do right in front, have a go at that. You can just see, stay in the puff.
Yeah, link these puffs together downwind on the jibes. If you get something inside of yourself, go down. It's just going to blow you down. That's Stevie Thomas there. He's doing a great job on a Mach 2. Then you got Langford up to windward on the beaker. Or is that Tommy Johnson? There, with the black wings. I think that's Tom
Tommy
Johnson
in the white rashy, so we've got to remember that.
So we got two of the local boys, two good mates, Stevie Thomas and Tom Johnson here, fighting it out. And we had Bruni, who was getting the speed wobbles on around the top mark.
Stevie's having a crack out. He likes what he sees in on that shore, and that's what he is seeing. Look at that big bit of blackness coming at him.
I reckon that's the doctor. She's well and truly in, and we're focusing on the 2 to 7 basically here because Tom Slingsby is off to the races.
Outran the drone.
Absolutely, and here we go. We're still focusing on Thomas as we come into this this bottom gate here at the moment.
And we just try to pick up the leaders, but there's Stevie Thomas smoking over. And he's lost his hat.
Oh no, he's not happy with that either.
He'd be filthy not having a hat on.
And he's jibing on. He's doing a nice job down here. Really, really nice job.
There's the racetrack. So the Mothy's coming down here now. You see from that shot, the very top right of the screen, that's where Stevie Thomas and co are coming out of that big gust from that right-hand side.
It's certainly filled in across the course now, and you can sort of see from this wide-angle shot at the moment that we've got sort of 4 or 5 boats all starting. They've all jibed out, and they're starting to head out to that, as you're looking at it, out to the left-hand side there, so the right-hand side of the track coming down, and we've got Slingsby coming into the gate mark at the moment. We're going to hold the drone here and just watch the action as these guys go round because there is a really, really tight cluster of boats. We've got a Captain Cook cruiser going through the middle of the fleet as well, just to keep them honest. So as Slingsby
in and around the bottom, and a lot of guys, like you said, Mark, come from that right, but they are miles behind, mate. Looking out the window, they are probably about 200 metres behind at this stage.
Yeah, and it's a good pack too. They are just trading jibes as they go downwind here at the moment. It is sensational stuff through that middle pack. But I don't know what we've done now. We've gone through about 20 seconds and we're still nowhere near the next sailor.
The next lot of yachts are coming down, and those yachts are Kyle Langford and his training partner there of Tommy Johnson. So the two
Doyle boats.
Golden Moths are going to come in second and third, and it looks like it's probably Langford in around second, but Tommy Johnson is bailing into him really hard.
Yeah, so we got Langford, Johnson, Thomas. Don't know where Bruni went. This is Bruni coming in now, I think. Or no.
Bruni might have got buried a bit there.
Yeah.
But the boats, all that group of 5 shooting over towards the right-hand side, and we can tell you live from out the window on this screen at the moment. We've just got a few drone issues, so please just deal with us, but we'll try and call live while you're watching the screen. The group of boats that came out to the right, Tommy Johnson tacked early. Kyle Langford come over a long way, and his tack was not that good, so he sat down a bit. And looking at it live out the window, Tommy Johnson has done a great job. So Kyle Langford, that's them coming back in the screen there.
We're just about to get a drone shot on these guys punching out now. We've got Langford and Steve Thomas.
Steve Thomas, yeah. But in front of them, that's Tom Johnson.
Yeah,
so
right.
Tommy tacked early out the window here.
Yep.
Got onto something that the rest didn't. Kyle sat it down. That's Kyle in the middle there. Sat down in the tack and really, blown 3 spots.
Absolutely, and that's the thing too. You can have all the boat speed in the world, but if you do drop off the foils or something like that, it just chews you. And that's a mental thing too. Like if you've just worked your absolute ring out to get up to the front end of the fleet and just do one bad tack, I'll tell you what, Steve Thomas has been a feature of our coverage,
He's
hasn't he?
killing it, mate.
It's great to see. 'Cause
He's not a rock star compared to what he's got around him. I mean, he's no slouch at all. But he's, the local lad going cracking.
absolutely sailing on about a 5-year-old Mach 2 there, and he's done the mods, but he's not in the top 10
Who was that
at the
that just
moment.
dipped the wing in there? Who's that below Langford?
I reckon that could be it's a north sail with a 4 number, so it's not Bruni. So it could be Babbage.
Scotty Babbage?
Yeah, that's my money. I reckon it's Babbage.
Right. So Babbage has got a little bit on there, but you see Slingers just rolling over him.
Yeah.
So he came out of that little pack a bit further back, and
It's interesting here. You got
look, separation between.
and you look like Thomas is just sailing like a high groove. Like he's sailing a high groove. These guys have got the bow down, going out to the left hand side,
you
and
see that big gust right in front of
Yeah.
TJ there. So TJ will probably drop on that soon, I reckon.
yeah. But what a mix-up compared to the last race here. We've got a whole different group of boats here in this mid-pack. I mean, obviously Langford and Babbage were there in second and fourth, but you're throwing Steve Thomas, Tom Johnson into the mix here, and it's great stuff.
I can tell you from the live footage, just out the window, and once again, you can't see that, but we're just trying to give you the picture. Pretty much most of the fleet has come over to the right-hand side, Mark. So big wind shift over here.
So they're going around that right-hand gate mark, or the left-hand as you look up the course.
Yeah, right-hand looking up and heading back over to this right-hand shore, which we haven't seen a feature at all.
Yep.
So, that's...
So we're still looking at this on the picture here, and it's just like it looks like TJ's tacked over now. Thomas has done a really, really good job staying high.
Yeah, if he can keep that groove in, he might. Yeah, he's gonna. Well, no, he's gonna tack, is he?
Oh, bit of a ropey tack.
Stuffed his tacker.
Right in front of Langford too.
No,
Stevie,
Thomas.
come on, mate.
Get back to tacking school, you lunatic. You had a great position to nail these pair.
Oh no!
He's just screwed. That's pressure, mate.
That is, mate. He was right there. He's banging in. He could have ended up right in that great spot, right in front of Kyle, which would have been third on the racetrack. But now we got the two Doyle sails fighting it out here.
Yeah. So Langford, who screwed up his tack, got back into it.
Yeah.
TJ tacked early. He tacked a lot earlier than the rest of that group.
Yep.
And really led out to that point, but. Yeah, geez, you'd hate to, these are the top 3-4 in this race, and you'd hate to look back and just see someone go through like that.
Oh, jeez. And that was what we were just talking about before. It's like Stevie Thomas did an unbelievable job just staying high there.
Yeah,
and I reckon he put gauge on those guys.
Oh, 100% he did.
And then he tacks over and it's one bad tack, and that's curtains.
Do you reckon he probably would have been better off going over and just putting a bit of a mix on him on starboard there?
I reckon well, this is me, who fucking is back end bronze fleet. Yeah, and I just would have taken the pressure off and kept punching out there, to be honest.
He might have sort of made gains. I'm going to mix them up here, but then that one tack, and
this is really interesting, I reckon. If you look at this again, like Langford's low. You know what I mean? He's low and fast through the water.
But that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's TJ's doing it now. They're happy to go low and get to the puff.
Yep.
They don't care about saving lanes, mate. It's not laser racing. It's not etchel racing. It's just getting to that puff. And
jeez, he's put the foot down now, hasn't he?
And
have a look at that.
They're talking 20 knots they're doing upwind.
Yeah.
20 knots. That's insanely fast upwind.
Yeah. And just the angles, with these new aero kits and the wing bar configs and things like that.
Speaking of insanely fast, this bloke
just keeps putting the foot down and keeps getting it done.
He is next level fast, and he's around the top on his Pat Malone. Look at this behind him too.
Yeah.
He's a dead set wind whisperer.
Absolutely.
That's going to grab hold of him.
We haven't even got boats in shot at the moment, to be honest.
No, that probably won't catch him that breeze because he's going too fast. But, look at that.
We still don't have boats in shot.
It's 200 metres.
That is unreal.
Metres downhill.
There they are.
The next lot of boats finally joined the party, and it's Slingsby just dancing out in the dance floor on his own.
He did this yesterday, and we might speak about that a little bit later on. I think that might be the after hours uncut version of Down Under Sail, I reckon. And we've got those boats that were just behind. I mean, we spoke about this the other day when we were watching the racing out here and we were doing the highlights packages, and Slingsby was he won by half a leg. It was
a 2-lap race.
Yeah, it is crazy.
The top boats are just going up and around now, the next lot of boats. So Slingsby's what, two more jibes to the finish. So
It's
he's,
a 40, 50 second gap, you know, that he's putting on. And when you're talking 40, 50 seconds in moth racing,
in 12-minute race.
it's it's a long way.
It's just an annihilation. So he's coming down, and he's just, look at that, nowhere. There's no other boats around him.
He's just doing a HJ on him, horizon job.
I'm sick of talking about him.
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, I'm sick of singing his praise. I hope he puts the nose in and tips over, to be honest. They still win.
Yeah,
there's
it wouldn't matter,
there's second
I
and
reckon.
third behind him going down way in the back of the screen there.
Yeah, we've got that
So,
back four, and we are back on this middle pack, which is where a lot of the interest is at the moment. Because Slingsby is just pumping down, and it looks like Kyle Langford's come out to the middle of the course. Now, this is a really, really interesting move because the other three boats that he was with have all gone out to the other side. So he's rejoining the fray now, and it'll be interesting how these guys bounce out of that Netherlands shoreline over there.
That angle can be deceiving too. You'll see Kyle get something here in a minute and just
he'll
put
just
his
get
bow
knocked
down.
down. Yeah,
and that's what happened last time. He's just about to get into that. That's had to take a stern of a boat there, but who's that on the shore?
I reckon someone's popped out of that shoreline there. Not looking too bad, but we're back on the leader now as Slingsby's starting to come down to the finish. On that other screen, Langford actually jibed. It was Tom Johnson who is in front of him at the moment. So
nice work, TJ.
Yeah, really fresh at the moment too as Slingsby comes down, just in complete control. He'll just do one and into the finish line there, and it will be a really interesting battle as we see the other boats come down the course. But Slingsby will probably roll into a jibe shortly. He's just had a look over the shoulder, see where everyone else is. Probably needs his binoculars, but he's just put the foot down and put an absolute clinic on.
Mate. He's in another time zone. That's what he's in. There he goes. Jibed, last jibe for the setup of the bottom gate, and then in for another picket fence.
Yeah, and here we are. This is the battle.
The race.
This is the race that we're looking at the moment.
This
I
is
reckon
the only race on the racetrack. The leader's not racing. He's just cruising.
Nah, I reckon we have Langford and Babbage on a simultaneous jibe there. TJ has just come across. I think that's Tom Johnson.
I like where TJ
or is it?
He's heading out to.
Yes, it is.
He's heading out to shore, so he's got one more jibe in. He can come in hot like this bloke is.
Yeah.
Have a go at this, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually missed the. Oh no, that's the. Yeah,
that's the other gate. That's the other gate, Mark.
He is too. I'm getting a little bit excited. He's just cruising in here. 30 knots over the finish line for win number 2. Gives a little bit of a mono. Salutes the crowd. Listen to this, baby. I am on fire.
And here we go, as we've now got another boat that's joined the fray here as well. My money's on Johnson to get through here, but the two beakers in Babbage and Kyle Langford are pumping out towards the Netherlands shoreline there, right near our commentary position.
I'm thinking TJ looks all right. He's if he can make that bottom gate, and at this stage
they're jibing now. He's got him. He's got him.
Yeah, if TJ can do the soak, TJ's got to go through a jibe as well. So he didn't make the gate. So
a little bit ropey.
This is all about who's going to nail the next jibe in and around. Remember, there's pressure. So TJ be going through right. All I got to do is jibe, throw the boat in, around through the finish, and there it is. Nice job,
Bang.
TJ. Who was that to finish right behind him?
Langford in, and we had Stevie Thomas. What a comeback.
Oh, right on the line.
I think that's Scotty Babbage.
Oh, that's a big stack, and he hasn't gone over the finish. The finish is over here to the right more, I think. If we zoom back out, has he made through the boat?
He's only just there, I reckon.
He's just made it over the finish line on a drift.
Jeez, that was a classic one, that one.
The way he was swimming so fast to the boat, I thought, he hasn't made it over, but...
that's the danger of that.
Look at this ropey little jibe here at the end, just trying to get through.
And that's the danger, isn't it? If you come in from that right-hand side of screen where we are, you've just got to do a pin jibe.
Full soak, and just, you see what Tommy did. He went, who's that going over the line, in and out and upside down. But, you got to get over and just, super crank it in, but... That's cool racing. That was a good finish here.
Oh!
Gone! So what happened there?
Oh, is he still on?
Boat is sailing away from him.
He's in the water behind. It's going to hit the boat.
He's going to get a finish. The boat's crossed. Do you have to be on the boat for the finish? Who is an Italian? 5541.
That's the Manta.
So it's
Farighi.
Farighi. So
that boat's gone.
Yeah, so do you have to be on the boat
I don't know. He's
to
still
go
swimming
The
through.
boat's still sailing. We
This
need
is
a
the
rescue
race,
boat
man versus boat at the
We
moment.
need a rescue boat to capture the boat. That's insane. I've never seen that before. Normally they tip over.
It's still going.
It's still
too.
going.
Yeah. That is amazing.
Well, we need clarification. He swims over the line, but if you drift over the line, if
Yeah.
you tip and drift, you've got to be attached to your boat.
Sure,
don't
yeah. I think you've got to have somebody on the boat. You've
can't
got to
just-
have the full quota of crew on board your boat.
You can't just jump off the boat with a second to go and send it through
Oh,
to
no.
lighten the load. So, wonder if you'll get a finish.
I wonder, yeah. Well, that's it. And then
We got the El Presidente on the boat. Maybe we need clarification.
Yeah, we'll have to prime away from the
Luca
cocktails
Rosati,
up
get
there.
get off the bloody vino and the catering department, the prawns and the oysters, and get down here and tell us what the go is there, because I don't know.
Tell you what, that was a couple of classic finishes there as we watched Matty Jerwood roll into a jibe coming in here. So, we're looking at probably in the 20s now as they start coming through. But yeah, that was unreal racing. And I tell you what, mate, Steve Thomas is if he didn't drop that tack,
Yeah.
I tell you what, it would have been a real
he'd be
fight.
kicking himself in the you-know-where, mate. Cause,
Absolutely.
Good finish here, too. At Ferrari, I don't know what he was doing, whether he tried to maybe hot up over that's Keegan York just going over
Yep.
in the Boogie Woogie Mobile, that lime green boat of his.
Another good finish here with 3 or 4 boats coming in.
All loose jibe here.
Yeah,
over a
and there's
couple of
one coming in
waves.
on the buoy here as well. This is going to be interesting.
Ishka got him on the inside. I think that was Kyle Stoner maybe on the.
Oh, bang!
Go on.
See you later.
Just drift.
He's found a back eddy, I reckon, just in the middle of the finish.
Just drift over the line. That seems to be the way to go.
Far
You
out.
see the waves that one.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy McMillan too. I think on the CST mobile maybe.
Yeah, and he's got a couple of ropey boats coming in through here. Jesus. He just found a pothole in the middle of the line.
It was a fair splash, wasn't it? Look how deep he's.
Oh, no.
Bow's about 30 foot underwater, and the boat's only 11 foot long. So the last lot of boats now. But look at how long ago do you reckon Tommy finished?
I don't know. I think he's actually dropped in.
Minute and a half?
Yeah. I think he's dropped in at one of the restaurants
Maybe
over
more.
here and had a quick feed. And
I'm going to time it next time. I know that's.
I think it was a minute. I think it was about a minute, to be honest. I'll give him a minute gauge on the fleet, which, as we said in the sort of 13, 14 minute races, where we're really looking at almost a leg, to be honest. The way that he's
not fair.
No, someone's got to box him up on the start
Yeah, I reckon
line.
they need to start bullying him.
Yeah, bit of teams racing, you reckon?
Teams racing out of it. Somebody just. I don't know. No, you don't want to see any.
No,
You don't want to
but
see any ill to any of them, but at this stage, mate, he is just putting on a clinic.
and it's all in the start. Like the boys again that have got off the start line. Again, Langford had to come through the fleet. Johnson got a good start that time. Puts him in the mix. The speed differential between the boats, apart from Slingsby, that middle pack, there's just nothing in it.
Nah, and it comes
know?
down to the jibe
Yep.
or attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Stevie
Stevie Thomas. Yep. So
Look at this breeze cranking into the finish. Nice
Yeah.
little finish here between the couple of the last ones. Big dive there. I think I'll give it to the guy at the top. The guy on the left, because the boat seems a little bit cranked up to that.
But
favour the left-hand side.
the fan has been turned up now. We're fully into sea breeze mode at the moment. And
Bit of sound effects happening.
it is all happening.
I'm gonna leave you alone for a sec, Mark. I think.
Yep.
I need clarification on that swim.
Yeah.
That's intrigued me.
All right, so Jody's gonna pop upstairs and just get clarification from the
Mark's gonna
class
tell you
pres.
some jokes, so just please hold on.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, here we go.
And as we can see here, and we're just on the boat cam at the moment, and we're just about to roll into some more highlights of the previous day's racing, and we're just out. It's just been an unbelievable day out here. First day of the finals, and it's been fantastic to watch everything happening. So.
Hello and welcome to day one of the 2019 Chandler Macleod Moth Worlds here in beautiful Perth. Hello, how you going? Who are you and where you're from? So take it away.
Grant Rollison, well, you know, born in proudly New Zealander, but did actually grow up at this club.
You go out there and smash the first couple of races, mate, and get at the top of that leaderboard early.
Yeah, smash rather than be smashed.
Good luck, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who are you? How you going and where you're from? So take it away.
Well, my name is Harman Donker. I'm from the Netherlands.
This gentleman was in Bermuda and got a brand new boat, first sail out, and unfortunately hit a turtle, and the turtle survived, but his foil didn't. Well, I think it was about, let me get this right, 7 moths. There was 4 in boxes and 3 on the top. How you going, champion?
Yeah, just a nice 3,900 Ks.
Pretty hard, to be honest, but I suppose I better get up and do something. Breaking that is probably not the best thing to do.
Paul and I started talking in Bermuda after the America's Cup in 2017 about designing a new moth, and it's taken a good 2.5 years to get it all into production and going fast.
In a rivalry about, is there bets on for this world?
There's plenty of rivalries. There's 122 entries, but I'm really only racing about 4 or 5 guys.
All right, mate. Good luck for the week, eh?
Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4,
Well,
hello.
We're back on, and we've just taken a bit of a breath there after
read the rules book.
Some very interesting finishing styles, and what have we come to a conclusion with?
Well, we think, now I'm not quote me on this and bury me on social media, but I'm pretty sure you need to be attached to your boat how you go over the finish line. So if you're upside down, you need to be on the boat, not with your boat scarting across at 12 knots and you're trying to sing like Stefano Ferrighi, the Italian superstar. And young Ferrighi couldn't do it. You know, you can see how hard he was swimming, but I'm thinking he's going to get a DNF.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well. There was a bit of debate on Facebook.
What a way to get a DNF.
You just battled yourself all the way around. You're in sixth position, and you lose it at the last minute. But that's moth racing, mate.
Man.
That is moth racing, and we had a few of the punters on board here having a bit of a query about whether sailing, being in the water, swimming after your boat is actually normal position for moth sailing, but we can categorically say that it isn't. So I would assume that under the race committee's discretion, but that would probably be a different DNF, I would have thought.
I did talk to the race committee, and it's funnily enough, they are a little bit confused about the situation too. So it's a pretty unique little situation to be in. Most boats you can either touch your centreboard or something as you tip, but when you've got a moth sailing
as you said, it's not going to sail across at 12 knots.
And it's just, and I mean those mantras obviously go all right on their own because it just sat on his wing.
Sat on the wing, no worries. I don't even reckon Ian Thorpe or Grant Hackett would have had a chance to catch up with that, to be honest.
So anyway, that would suck because you just back the pedal off a bit unless you get a score, but
yeah,
the DNF's going to hurt his campaign, a young tacker. But anyway, he'll load up again and we'll go again.
Yep, and we're into sequence now again. We're down inside 4 minutes, and we're just hovering over the pin boat here. We just had a move in the course as well, Jody, after doing a bit of investigative journalism.
That's easy for you to say. I asked somebody. That's what you're trying to say, is that?
Pretty much, yeah. I wish I was stuck with that as well.
Yeah, right, mate. So we're 10 degrees. We had a 10-degree top mark change to the right, and it's blowing around about 14 knots at the very top. So that's pretty much what we've got down here, I reckon. It's just around about that sort of 12 to 16s down here, sort of a little bit more, but they're tucked maximum length of the racetrack because the racetrack's so bloody, this race is so fast because of that dude on that boat.
Yep.
That Johnny Drama. Tom
He's not having too many dramas, I can tell you that much.
He's not having any drama at this stage.
Can confirm Ferrighi is back on his boat as well, so that's good.
After doing the 100-metre moth dash, but
they're starting to load up here, mate. We're inside a minute.
We are inside a minute, and was Sad doing his normal thing at the very top here. You'll see him pop into the screen in a minute, but
he's running at about 50% on people letting him through.
Yeah, we do have a bit better luxury than this drone shot, but we're going to keep on this drone shot because you'll see him coming in pretty soon. But the picture is a lot of boats trying to stay at the very end of the boat end, up this top end and up and forward, and you'll see some, with that shot, you'll see people coming into the line, and we will be in probably about 25 seconds, maybe a bit less.
Yeah, they're starting to come out of the bullpen now, and they are flying down the line. We saw this in the last start.
Who's that? Oh, no! That's not handy.
Is that Brad
There's
Funk?
boats flying over everywhere here. There's guys tipping over.
Oh, there's one parked on the boat here too.
That's our mate Graham Prosser, the Blue Rashy.
And they are away. That is a clean start.
That's like a nice start there by, who is that? Is it?
That might be the Italian boat again, or Kyle Stoneham.
Kyle Stoneham, I think it is, with that solid wing boat. Yeah, Kyle. Nice job, Kyle. You finally had a crack.
And here we go. Off the pin.
This isn't an action replay, ladies and gentlemen. This is just Tom Slingsby in another world.
Yeah. And
I'm going to start 400 metres below everyone, crank my main on and just spit out in front of everyone.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you notice how he's sailing. There's not much main movement there. You know,
he's got it cleated.
Yeah.
He's got it cleat on the wing, which is the latest thing to do when I'm off. So he's got it cleated, and he just, I don't know. If you had a Sanger, you'd be having a crack at it.
Absolutely, and he's just winding that thing on top of him. And who have we got down there? It's a Leeward as well.
That's Langford down there.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've got two of the contenders. Matty Jerwood's had a nice start too. The local boy, he's up in the middle of the fleet there. I can see him there with the sponsorship logo on the sail. But, again, it's looking like Tom Slingsby out in front here, Kyle Langford to Leeward.
He's got a lot of boats to cross. If he tacks now, he's got a hungry bunch coming at him.
And he's been, I'll tell you what, that was probably the most competitive start that we've had today. I reckon the most boats that were on the line, ready to rock and roll. Pretty even start. There's a few guys, trying to get in the way, but it's some good action now that we're seeing with these guys up to windward. As I said, Matty Jerwood's in a nice spot there. I think that's Francesco Bruni actually just to leeward of him now that we can see that. Stevie Thomas is in the mix again. So
he's not having it all his own way all of a sudden, Mr.
No, there's been a bit of right, I reckon.
Well, that explains that right-hand shift at the top. We said 10 degrees, but they're coming up the course. I know it sounds stupid, but up the course a lot higher off this line than what they have done. So he's got a little bit of work to do, young Thomas Slingsby there to nail his tack and take that. I think it's Stevie, is it?
Yeah,
off his hip?
you've got. I think that is actually Bruni. There, and then you got Jerwood, and
He's looking back. When can he tack? He's setting his lines up now. You just see him uncleat a few things, just prepping himself up. Still looking back.
Tail of winch.
Yeah. He's had to uncleat his mane, poor fella.
Look at the puff of breeze up to windward there.
Yeah, those guys in the middle are real high, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and we've got a couple of different shots here. We've got another shot that we're sort of
looking
able
back.
to look at.
Whoever that is behind him, he wants him to.
Look at that puff.
tack.
Look at these guys winding up in this puff here.
Yeah, they look all right. Slingsby will
absolutely.
just go over here and get something out of the east here in a minute. And Get his own little private.
Yeah, and Jerwood's tacked over. He's crunched up. This is this angle.
The group there. So from that shot there, these guys are leading quite comfortably.
Absolutely, and the breeze is just.
But Slingsby's tacked.
Okay, so Jerwood, who was the first attack, was actually coming back into this group here, and he's not crossing. Steve Thomas. Oh.
So here's the cross. For
Someone just had a
bit
of a drama there and went in the drink.
He's crossed him easy.
So Slingsby goes across.
Made him tack below him, has he?
Yep. And
How do you make someone tack below you when you're on bloody port? That's ridiculous.
And he just comes across the last boat that was out there. Just seeing a fixed mark there that they use for the normal club racing here in WA. And Tom Slingsby has just banged that left-hand side, and away he goes again. So it's great shots here brought to you by Down Under Sail. Thank you to our broadcast partners in CST and Mac2 Boats, and also to the overall sponsor of the event, Chandler Macleod, who's done a great job in bringing all this together. We're just watching Tom Slingsby just wind it up here and just really crank the thing on top of himself. And look at the pace he's got through the water, mate.
Almost straight into these waves, which is interesting because that would indicate a big lefty.
Yeah, which I mean that is how the
how the bay works.
How it works. It sort of comes over this flat bit of land. You can see in the top right of the
look at that
screen.
Shot.
So
remember, this is leg one.
Leg one,
not the last leg. This is leg one. But
we had a bit of an issue there.
A little bit of an issue. Yeah, the commentator's curse. We better back off him here a bit. We might give him the commentator's curse, and he'll hate me forever then. But
yeah, you can see these puffs coming in through this that flat bit of land there, and it just comes over from the ocean, and just sort of drops in down here, and it just cranks it up to the left-hand side. Super flat water in there. I mean, that's why they sort of come over to this left-hand side. All the time. They get the breeze lift and the flat water. It's the best of both worlds, really, as we got Slingsby coming into the gate and
crack a pan out there. Look at that.
Yeah, that is
pressure,
it's beautiful.
All the way in front of you. There's
TJ, I think
4597. Yeah, TJ Tommy Johnson coming into the screen with his not golden moth. It's Doyle yellow.
Or is it? It's Kyle Langford actually.
Kyle, is it? 3497. Yeah, right, Langford.
Yep. So he's cranking it up as well. And he started to leeward of slingers. And as we're coming in now, you can see the top gates there. It's going to be interesting. I reckon slingers overlaid here a bit.
This is this bow down thing he does. Oh, he's got a bit of rudder vent there.
Bit of rudder vent, bit of a clip on the top of the water. These guys are going to lay this gate, mate.
Yeah, they are. And that's what Slingers is doing. He's just trying to come across, shut the door down on him a little bit. But that shot of that drone is fantastic.
And you see those puffs coming
they're not
through.
Make it.
Nah, they've just got a little righty. Little righty right when you didn't want it.
Slingsby is. Langford will be on a
You watch, he'll be the only one that'll lay this.
Yeah.
They come.
Yeah, they'll make it.
Yep.
Well, we doubt him. Good race for... So he's not absolutely smoking.
No, they're not laying that.
It's going to be a tight little tack.
Oh, no.
Will Kyle get around in front of him? Yes, he does.
Oh, and there's one in the drink there.
Yeah, bad tack. And he's actually masked in maybe, so that's going to hurt. He was duking it out for second spot.
Yep.
And look at that. One bad tack and he's been just murdered by 4, 5, 6 boats already.
Langford round in second. Geez, he got some puff on that other gate mark as well as they come down.
Kyle's in a beauty there, just going
so
straight downhill.
Look at the difference in angle that they've got there.
Kyle's in an absolute cracker.
Slingsby starting to get it
Yeah,
now.
he's in it now. So we got one boat that went over to the left gate looking upwind. And we've got these pair of pelicans gone over here to the left. So we'll see who done the right thing there. But it looks at from that shot, you can just see the guy that went over the left. He's right at the very top of the screen there. It's him in the little black dot in the distance. But these guys look like they've progressed down the course a lot more than that bloke up there. So,
Absolutely. Langford got a good little soak inside there just around the mark. Got a nice little puff and just got inside. But as you can see, Slingsby's starting to roll down.
He's looking around a bit. He's just seeing where Kyle
They're
is.
probably coming in pretty close to the shoreline here at the moment, I would have thought. And they're going to have to get bounced out at some stage coming into
Gets
where
shallow here really quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, where the
There he
flying
goes.
squadron is. There he goes. Rolls into a jibe.
There's one of them
Yeah,
shallow
that would
water
have been a
markers.
shallow water mark. Langford is...
I think he might be following with him. So
Yep.
Kyle
So
just
he
going
rolled
through
into a
his-
jibe as well.
We just have to go back to another drone shot here because we are losing technology. It's not easy out here on the Swan, but hopefully these shots that we're giving you are while you're sitting on your lounge at home with your popcorn and your peanuts.
That's it. Could be
Hope you're
doing worse things, mate. I can tell you that now. And this is actually a great shot because it's showing you how
Look
the
at the
breeze
breeze.
is. Yeah, it's cranking. That left-hand side there, like as we're looking left-hand side of screen, there's heaps of pressure there. So I'm not sure who that was that went around the other mark, but they didn't lay the top gate the first time and they tacked over and then went to that left-hand gate. So they sort of got their hand forced a bit. But be interesting to see as they come down. But it seems really like you just bang that left-hand side upwind, come around the right-hand gate mark, hit that side, and then just bounce out. And then you get all this pressure coming back. I think that was I actually think he has taken some out of him, whoever that boat was to leeward there, the boat that's in third.
He's just going through a jibe now, Mark, with that boat to leeward.
Okay.
So Langford's jibed. I'm just looking out the window, not on this screen, so I'm just giving you a bit of a heads up. You see the
Slingsby
two guys
jibing
behind?
now.
Yep, Slingers is jibing now,
Yep.
just to cover. And they're very high of this top mark. So
There's a
Slingsby's
simultaneous jibe there with Langford as well, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see where they get. I tell you what, if we stay on this footage as they come around this mark, there is 4 boats
Have a
blanket
go.
over them.
He just got into that jibe and bowed down. From the outside the window here, he still won't make this bottom mark, I don't think. But
So
who
those
knows?
4 boats so you reckon Slingers has got one more jibe coming in?
I reckon he's got one more jibe. If he can get bowed down a little bit, it looks like he's too hot from this. So that's him right at the bottom of the screen here.
Yep.
All right, so I don't think he's going. Yeah, he's definitely not going to make the gate. So he's got one more jibe, but what he'll probably do is go right-hand gate,
Yep.
straight out, and then just protect.
Geez, Langford sails deep downwind, doesn't he?
He does.
You know,
He does indeed.
he's just come off those 3 boats.
And here's Tommy coming over. You see him right at the bottom of the screen, just setting up for his jibe
Yep,
now.
so he's going in through a jibe.
In and through. So Langford's coming back on this side. He has to jibe in behind him too. He didn't make it. Oh, he put his nose in and he's over. No, he's not. He saved it, but that's going to hurt him. He's going to get rolled into second spot,
He's
and he was
still
on the
struggling
chase.
there.
Yeah, he's on the chase. So he's still parked up off the screen. You can't see it. He's still parked up on the boat. Hasn't got it up and fallen. Just up and falling now.
And that allowed...
Who's that on the inside? I think it might be. It's got a white sail, so it might be Stevie
Could
Thomas.
be Stevie that going
Yeah.
through. He's having a bloody good
He
day.
is, it is. It's Steve Thomas. He's got the
Yep.
white rashy, so he's. Well, did he
We
have
got
blue
we got a
rashy?
lot of boats coming into this bottom mark
We got
now.
truckloads. Kyle Stoneham coming in trying to soak down low.
He's having a good race. Kyle Stoneham into it.
Finally having a crack.
There he
He's been
goes.
flexing his muscles all week. He's been bashing on about how he wanted to get top 10. All he's done is sat on the beach and getting a suntan. The little thing. He's finally decided to come racing.
Okay, as they all roll around the bottom mark there, we got a Chapo sail. That's what Graham Prosser, you reckon? It's going around the mark there.
Yeah, Prosser's going all right, eh? He's having a beauty.
And it looks like there's good pressure building up the course as we're watching all these guys come down now.
So, from our commentary position, we've still got Langford and Slingsby.
Oh, someone's
going
just put the
over.
nose down coming in.
I don't think he'll be on his own. He have a little
Nah,
close
there
coming
is
in.
a lot on as they come down. The breeze is cranked in. Jerwood goes around with Partridge. Oh, could have been in frizz, but Jerwood off the screen. Oh, they've both gone down. Jerwood's in the drink.
He is in the
Partridge
drink.
is having trouble.
Look at this in the gate. So pressure on to get.
Oh,
these
another
boats
one
in.
down.
It's just boats. This
Oh, here we go.
Shut the door.
Go in
And
there.
go
He
through.
did, oh, that's AMAC. Yeah, he's just playing by his own
AMAC
rules.
AMAC doesn't pay for his boats, so he doesn't care. TJ.
Yeah, well back. He was one that went down.
Warren
There's
Said
Warren
just behind him.
Thanks for wearing yellow, Warren.
Yeah, thank you. Sailors, take note. Put something on and see a highlight out to us, because it is pretty hard to see these sails. They're black. The sail numbers aren't really popping out at us.
No, especially with the sun starting to drop as well. We're just getting a bit of glare off the screen, but we can confirm that Steve Thomas is in second around that mark after Kyle Langford put the nose down. Slingers is in front, not having it as much his own way this race, but he's still got in a very, very commanding position.
Yeah, Kyle done well. I thought he was over. He sat it. He sort of half slipped over his wing, and I thought, oh, geez, that'll.
There's not much room to move on those beakers. The wings are pretty narrow as well. You know, if you get it wrong.
When you're 2.5 metres tall, there's no room. Who's this jibing in here pretty loose? So you can see there, if you don't quite get that lay, that little tight jibe,
that just causes all sorts of dramas, doesn't it? If you don't get that lay.
Yeah, these blokes don't have dramas, but
Nah.
that Slingsby in the middle of your screen, top right, just in front of. We think it's Stevie Thomas with that white luff. That has to be confirmed. But whoever it is has done sort of all right to hold on to him, but you can see he just comes out underneath him. And remember, these blokes haven't tacked yet.
No, they've just punched straight out of that
exactly
bottom gate.
the same point at that bottom mark.
It's Slingers' first tack, not on the foils.
And then the next boat followed.
He's just dropped off the foils there after a tack.
He's human. God is human.
He's starting to wind up again now in that path. So he's certainly a lot closer this one. I don't think that is Stevie Thomas behind because
I think Steve's got a
he's got a
blue
white
rashi
sail as well, I think.
So it's someone on a white rashi. We need to. It's not Joe, is it? Joe Turner.
Could be black, or it could have been one of the beakers. Might be Matt Chew.
Yeah, it could be Chewy.
Or Babbage.
We'll run out of names to say. It could be Alan Punch soon, Josh McKnight, Reece Talby,
Who's got
Andreas
a white boat?
John, Jimmy McMillan, Keegan York, Alex Adams. We'll get it in a minute.
But Slingsby, just looking at his sailing style here, he's just winding it up.
And there's your second boat in that screen. So just that little section, he stuffed his tack up.
They're all having a few issues here tacking as well.
3 days, three races, hot. It's hot out here in Perth. You know,
that's an understatement.
They've had a lot of days of sitting in the sun, just getting drained, and then now we're into this. You know, the emotion of the gold medal racing.
And we saw that early, that, you know, a couple of blown starts and the guys were getting pretty restless and, you know, they just wanted to get that first one away and get into the groove here. And, you know, this man is certainly in the groove, Tom Slingsby, just putting on an absolute display out here at the moment. See those puffs coming in off that shore, that left-hand shore. We got the flat water. You know, it's quite shallow in there.
Remember, 1.1 nautical mile beats. And they're getting up here in around about sort of 3.5, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
That is pretty fast. That is certainly not hanging around. But
he's uncleared his main. I think he might be going through a tack here in a minute.
But there was all the action as we saw down that bottom end of the course.
That second boat.
Yeah,
that's him in the background.
Just crunched him. So we've got Langford there. Is the far left boat on your screen there, and then there's a whole group that came through that got through that gate at the right time. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think we're going to... Oh, what's happened behind? He's out!
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone head over heels.
The boat has tipped right over, so he's had an absolute shock. I'd say he's just... I reckon his foot strap might have broke.
Absolutely. We're just getting the drone in to just have a look and see who that was that just came off the foils. It's a beaker.
It's a beaker. So
I reckon that will be...
Let's get a sail number there for you. 46... Something. White beaker. Who's got a white beaker?
I got a feeling that's Matt Chew.
Matt Chew, he's got a white beaker.
Yeah.
He has too.
Yeah.
I reckon he's broken a footy. You can't be hiking like that and not just tip over, unless he's fallen asleep. Too bored from trying to catch Slingsby.
And we've got Bruni in here on top. And who's this second boat here that's...
It's got a single digit. That's Bruni there in the middle.
Yep.
The next boat is 458 something. Is it? I don't know. You pick it. I can't pick it. Get decent sail numbers, you blokes. 4559. 4559. We'll look at our sheet. 4559. 4559. We can't see 455. We don't know. We're just making it up.
But we've got Bruni coming in here in second place.
No, can't pick who that is.
As they're coming down. So
Slingsby's he's nearly in Darwin.
Yeah,
he's that far ahead.
He's just absolutely crunched this fleet.
Let's pick this boat. Get that camera on that boat. I want to see who this is.
Because I don't reckon we've seen this boat all day.
White beaker.
Yeah. So
Chewy's in a white beaker, but that was Chewy that stacked.
yeah. Well, we think possibly. So, but this looks like a Mac 2 to me.
Yeah, it's not Chewy. It's too tall.
Tommy Clout, maybe.
Tommy Clout. Who else haven't we said? Look, it's definitely not Rome. Rome's a single digit.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
Maybe it might have been Rome that stacked it.
Could have been.
But he hasn't had the best regattas, but this bloke has. This bloke's had a really good regatta so far.
Yeah, and look at this shot. We can start to see the sun dropping here in Western Australia. This is probably the most ideal time to sail here. It's just absolutely amazing footage as he's coming down here now. You know, he's absolutely just applied the blowtorch to this fleet. You can see some of the chop as they come down here, and it's starting to pick up, and the breeze is picking up. It's picked up a bit of chop as slingers are starting to wind down and go into a jibe there. Really nice jibe.
Yeah, he done it. Just looking out the window, he is probably 300-400 metres.
Which
in front of everyone.
Which is unbelievable because when he tacked onto that Port Hand ley line, they were pretty much on him, you know, like within, you know, probably 20 metres or 30 metres or something like that. And then he just crunched out of that tack and just, as you said, he's put 200, 300 metres on him.
Easy, mate.
And the breeze is cranked up a notch on this run to the finish.
It's honking out there, baby.
It is. And
so it's someone's from this far right has done it. Who's that? 4696. Is that the boat that we've been
that's
trying
Slingers.
to... Oh,
that's Slingers.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm just getting a little excited trying to pick that other person. But
yeah, because that we certainly haven't seen that boat all day.
No,
now
we've seen this bloke, but here he goes in towards his last jibe. City of Perth in behind in the background. Drone footage, 100% awesome.
That is a great shot, isn't it? Coming down here, beautiful
Just go and sit
job.
that drone on his wing bar and we'll have an interview with him on the way through. He'll be able to pull that off too, I reckon.
Absolutely. And he's just coming in now. He's laid that gate to perfection. City of Perth in the background. Finishing the day off with a win here. Tom Slingsby going across the line. 1-1-1. Thank you for coming.
That is pretty impressive.
That is amazing.
That is pretty impressive. But the race is for second, and I can tell you, Kyle Langford is currently in second. He has
There's
had a
two
beauty
boats.
downhill.
There's two boats coming in here.
Yeah, Kyle's just jibed.
Yep.
Kyle's on the inside, and looks like he might be able to just sneak in around the front of him because I think the left-hand side is favoured. So Kyle Langford just sneaks in for second spot. Good racing.
Absolutely.
We don't know who that other boat is. We've got to pick it up. I reckon it's Chewy. No, it's a black Mark II, so no clue. It's actually NZL. It's Graham Sutherland, is it? 4595.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who it is because we haven't seen him
On
today.
it's on a beaker.
It's NZL 4595. So I reckon it's
on the beaker.
Yeah, he's done all right.
And who have we got coming through the finish line now? We've got this is the.
That's Stevie Thomas.
No, that's Tommy Burton that just went through there.
He's got a blue rashy as well.
Yep. So followed by Francesco Bruni. And we got a group of boats coming into the finish now.
It's pretty hard to pick these numbers. This sun glare is giving us all sorts of curry. We're going to have to try and do it from out the window. But we need super binoculars.
And after that one, we had a beaker, which could be any number. Could be a Matt Shue, could be a Babbies. It was like Brad Funk was in the top 10.
Marie was up there on that one.
It's a great effort.
He's number 8. Yeah, I think that is Benoit Marie, so good on him.
Absolutely. Geez, the breeze cranked up that last run down, didn't it?
I think you get this drone footage of these blokes coming in at the end here. 3 races, Ty. We're going to see some bit more action just yet.
Absolutely. We're going to watch this mid-pack of this Gold Fleet come in. This is Farigi trying to stay attached to his boat this time.
Stay to your boat, mate. Good job.
Yes, well
Makes
done.
Makes it heaps better if you can actually stay on board and finish. That's nice work from him. He'd be happy to do that.
It's a big part of the job spec, that one.
Here comes Keegan York and the Boogie Woogie machine, the green one. He's coming in about mid-pack.
Yeah.
20th or so.
Yeah,
so
we're starting to get into the 20s now.
So nice finish there for Keegan. Just going over that green and black boat there.
There's AMAC coming through now.
AMAC after his cruise around.
Yep.
There's Graham Prosser. So he had a pretty good start and was in the right, but he's dropped back a little bit?
Certainly not as many, as many boats as coming in on that right-hand side as what there were on
they've
that.
all worked it out. You know, jibe early and just
don't
into the finish.
There's a bit of fatigue in that as well. Just take the easy option.
Look at that shot.
That's a great shot.
That cameraman's really high.
We got Mounts Bay Sailing Club just over there in the distance, Pelican Point, as you can see out there, and the city of Perth in the background. It's just another classic day here in Western Australia, and it's been a fantastic day. And Jody, mate, the words on everyone's lips, Tom Slingsby, by how far?
I did hear when I was outside between races, I heard one of the competitors come through and he said, how fast is Slingsby to another bloke? And they're just sitting there shaking their head.
Yeah, and no answers really. Like, there's just, I mean, he went through. He probably didn't hit his tack properly, and didn't have to, mate. Just put the foot down.
He doesn't have to start. He doesn't have to tack. He doesn't have to drive. He's got good finish here. A couple of back markers coming through to the finish line. I think the inside might get him. Will he get him? I think yes. Bang.
Bang.
Yes, I think the inside gets it. A little bit favoured on that inside on that angle.
Yeah,
it doesn't
definitely
look like
on the
it
mark.
there, but the inside's the go.
Yeah, the right end gate mark's definitely up a little bit.
So we've got about 5, maybe sort of 6 or 7 blokes still out in the on the racetrack, still pushing hard.
There's still some good spills. Jeez, I just wonder what happened at that top mark. There was a couple of things there where we had one of the beakers.
Someone broke something and went over the side.
Yeah, went over the side, and he was in a great position. He was running about second, I think. Yeah,
second, because that other boat didn't make it. Remember?
No, he didn't.
So
exactly.
And he was above him, so if he held that line, he probably would have made it through to that top mark. So,
yeah. So there was certainly some crucial moments in there. We saw Matt Jerwood and Rob Partridge come together at the bottom mark, and then both end up in the piss. So
let's just shut the gate down. Let's do this and put our mask in the water.
Absolutely. So that it certainly makes it interesting.
These guys are coming into the finish from.
Yeah, the sea breeze. I tell you what. What's the time? 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3:30. It's
beer o'clock. That's what.
Yeah, I think it's certainly come in now, and I tell you what, tomorrow's going to be all to play for, because I think there was no clear. I mean, Langford was consistent, but there was no real clear, 2 through to 7.
There's definitely clear 2.
Yeah, Langford.
Daylight.
Yeah, Daylight. Exactly.
Daylight's definitely going to get second.
Yeah.
At this stage, if barring some sort of a breakage or Tommy just self-instructing, mate.
Yep. Especially the way the forecast is sitting as well. We're sitting there we've got 2 days of sea breezes in front of us. Fremantle Doctor. If he's going to continue to just dominate that pin end of the line, maybe a few of the other boys have got to get down there. Like, to be honest, maybe you just got to mix it up. You can't, just let him have his own way down on the pin end there. You've got to actually, put some pressure on.
Be bullies them, mate. Bullies them with boat speed.
Yeah.
Right. They can try pressuring him.
Yeah.
But when you've got boat speed,
well,
just drop. Okay, go above me, I'll go below you. Go below me, I'll go above you.
That's a double-edged sword.
That's not about Arsenal.
It is, and it's the double-edged sword. You go down there and put a bit of pressure on, but you don't want to be actually starting anywhere near him.
No.
So.
We've tie a rope to him. That's what you need to do.
Absolutely. So we're going to wrap it up there, guys. It's been a fantastic day out here on the water, Melville Water West. We've been out here with a Gold Fleet. Thank you very much to our broadcast partners again, CST Composites and Mac 2 Boats, Chandler Macleod for sponsoring the event, and we will see you tomorrow at the same time. We've got a 1 o'clock start time.
On Down Under Sail.
That's right.
Tell your friends.
Down Under Sail, Facebook, Moth Worlds. Let's do it. We're going to the bar.
Yeah! And it is that man again, Tom Slingsby, absolutely dominating this fleet. Francesco Bruni had a great start at the top end of the line. Two boats getting their bows down, we're racing, so nice start by the 2 boats way up the very top end of the course. And we are off and racing. Here we go. It's Kyle Langford taking another win. Well done, Kyle. Great pass. Finds himself in third spot. Oh, we've got a nosedive, a New Zealand competitor. Permission to buzz the tower, and there he is. Well done, son.